Wait. Might have a joiner here. Are you ready? JP, how do?
Am I there? Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Doc, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just enjoying a sort of chilled out Sunday, which has been no different to any other day the last 7 weeks here in London.
Well, yeah, it's quarantine weekend. That's what this is.
Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, I'm thinking of starting a group and calling us the Quarantines, like the Quarry Men, you know, the Quarantines. Anyway, cheers, everybody.
Oh, I don't even have anything to drink to cheer you with. Oh,
you normally have a drink and something to eat, Doc. Come on.
I should have something here. I don't even have an aha. Got nothing. Jeez. Maybe I should get something, right? So we can toast mothers everywhere, right?
Well, over there, yes, it's already happened for us over here, but yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, hang on. I'll go get something to drink with you with. Okay.
Sure. Good. I have actually brushed my hair today, by the way. I want bam, bam, I want bam, boom. There you
go. Okay, unmute. Okay. Now I hope this works for toasting mothers everywhere. Mountain Dew, Baja Blast.
Mountain Dew. Cheers.
Ting, ting.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know, I could have saved this for a test video because I've never bought this before. I don't know if you've ever seen it before.
Not the berry one. We still get the original one over here.
Oh, yeah, but this is, I guess, a new flavor or something. So I saw this in the store and I said, well, that's different. And it happens to be on sale. So, okay. A toast to all you mothers. Here we go.
Yes. Without whom we wouldn't be here.
My first Baja Blast. I don't know. It kind of tastes like dish detergent.
Oh. You don't look impressed.
I'm thinking this is Palmolive. What? That's a weird, funny taste to it.
Oh.
I'm not sure whether I'm going to buy this again, but I've got a whole case of it, so I got to use it. Well, maybe I'll get used to it. Well, my first impression is dish soap.
Oh gosh. Well, that's maybe what you should use it as.
Oh, no. You never know when you try these things, something different, something new. Like, what's this going to taste like? Well, dish soap.
That's why if I've got a new drink or food, I let the person with me try it, and if they're still alive, then that's okay. I'll have some.
Well, they come up with new stuff all the time. You know, they sit in these boardrooms and they go, what can we come up with next? What can we come up with next? And somebody says, how about Mountain Dew that tastes like dish soap? Yes, that'll sell. Yes. So out it comes, and they say, well, what do we call it? We can't call it Mountain Dew Palmolive. Well, we'll call it Baja Blast.
Baja Blast.
Baja. I think that's what that is. It.
They come up with this stuff. It'd be great to be paid that much to have that much free time.
Well, what's this? If I go on camera, do I have to get out of YouTube? Yes, you do.
Yes, or at least press mute because you'll get the
echo or the delay or whatever. Yeah. And if you happen to have a Baja Blast, bring it with you.
That's it.
Yes, well, welcome. I'm blowing bubbles.
Stereo Baja.
This is what they used when they made the Three Stooges thing, and they drink something. They.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I can't believe the taste on this thing.
Wow.
I didn't know what to expect anyway, because what the hell is a Baja Blast to begin with?
I don't
But
know.
I mean, like, I figured, well, regular Mountain Dew is kind of limey or fruity or some sort of thing, and dish soap.
If I see it, I won't be bothering. I'll stick with my cup of tea. There you go. It's
carbonated dish soap.
Well, there you go then. Put it in your dishwasher. It'll come up lovely.
Oh, I bet you. I bet if I poured this in the sink with my dishes, it would foam up.
There you go. Or you could probably use it to descale your kettle. I don't know.
That would work great. Yeah. I could wash it in this stuff. Like, here, come on, kitty.
While I'm here, I may as well show you my reading material over the last hour or two.
Alrighty.
I have this, which is
oh, what is that?
It's a sort of journal of the 2002 back in the US tour. Macca, and it's great.
I'd never seen that before.
I think you can still get it, but it's got some. It's just basically, it's like full of interviews. It's got some amazing pictures. I mean, that's a really good one.
Oh, nice.
Paul at his piano.
And reflected in the piano. Nice.
Yeah. One's the real one. The other one's the replacement.
That is one shiny piano.
It's a very shiny piano.
Yeah.
And then I have this.
Oh, there's George Harrison.
The book of the film, and that's also lovely.
That's a book, though, right?
That's a big book. There's some text and interviews. It's mainly pictures, and it cost over for you Canadian $45.
Oh,
so it was about 20 quid for this. And then a little Yellow Submarine book.
Oh, lovely. Is that the one where everything pops out?
No, it doesn't pop out. It's just, but it's lovely stills. Not Stephen stills, but yeah. And I also got these little coasters.
Oh, wow.
And I remember I got these at the cinema because when Yellow Submarine turned 50 over here, they put it back on our cinemas. And you could get collectibles. So I got these.
Buying stuff like crazy.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. And these little playing cards I got at the 8 Days a Week premiere.
Good heavens. Whoa. So being that there's 4 Beatles, does that mean there's 4 suits to the deck of cards? I've got a 6 of Ringo's.
A 6 of Ringo.
Or a 10 of George's?
I don't know. I mean, the cards are actually still sealed. I haven't played with them.
Ooh.
And because in 50 years, when I get to sell them for £50,000 on eBay, but no doubt Let It Be comes back out, or Get Back as it's called. There'll be stuff on a table to buy. So, yeah.
You just wait about 6 months and we'll be inundated with merchandise if there are any stores to buy them at.
I know. So how are you keeping yourself entertained?
Right here. You guys are my entertainment. YouTube has been my entertainment for probably 3 years now. Television, only when I'm eating over at the table there because, the computer's in the wrong spot. TV's there, and I got to catch up on my news, and I got to watch some of my old TV shows or something like that. And one 22-minute television show lasts for a meal. Perfect timing.
Absolutely.
So I can get out the TV shows and put out an episode. And works out great. So
yeah, I've yet to check out your monkeys video.
Oh.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
Do you remember the new monkeys? Most people don't.
Actually, no, but I imagine it was one or two of the monkeys. I don't know.
No. It was a reimagining. Put it that way.
Oh gosh. Okay.
It was like the monkeys reimagined. Oh, see, Mike's been working at Safeway, so he's one of our grocery store heroes. Thank you, Mike Mason, for keeping us all fed. And don't forget to stock the shelves with Baja Blast.
We used to get Safeway over here 25 years ago.
That still tastes like Palmolive soap. I don't know about that.
Well, at least your teeth will be nice and clean then.
It'll rot them, likely. How much sugar is in this thing? It's got 170 calories, no fat, 2% sodium. Sugar.
Each
44 grams of sugar.
Yeah, that works out to about 7 to 10 spoons each can.
Oh,
So it's good for the diabetes, if nothing else.
Nice. It really isn't that sweet, you know. It's no, I don't find it really sweet. It's just got that soapy taste to it. And it's not like I drink Palmolive all the time. How would I know?
See, that's it. What can you compare it to?
I don't know. It must be like from the days when my mother used to wipe or wash my mouth out with soap, you know, for saying bad words.
Absolutely.
That must be where I'm getting the correlation from. I don't get it. Mike says he's going to buy a 12-pack. I warn you.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
You better buy one first before you commit to a 12-pack, because now I've got 11 left of these things. And I have to use them. Unless I get visitors. Hey, would you like a Baja Blast? Oh, yeah. All right, yes. Gimme. Hey, this fucking tastes like soap. Oh, well. God.
Well, that's it. We'll keep one in the bathroom opened, so when you run out of soap, they can just, you know.
Oh, for all you people who've got to wash your hands about 10 times a day, there we go.
That's it, you know.
That's you know.
Hey, in these times of heightened cleanliness, you've got to do what you got to do.
Well, this is true, you know. And if you run out of soap, just grab your Baja Blast.
Absolutely.
How is my hair today? You know, not too bad.
No, it looks fine from here.
I cut a little more off it. I am my own barber these days. So
no, it looks pretty even. Looks good.
Not bad, I guess. You know, like I scrubbed it good, and I tried to get all the fleas and ticks out.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there like, well, it was just like just a little off. So I got out the scissors and maybe I can a little bit here, a little bit there, and I tried to brush it back and style it.
Well, it looks good from here.
Okay, well that's cool.
Whereas essentially,
I don't want to scare anyone. Exactly. You know, some pretty weird looking haircuts out there, but I hope this isn't.
I know. I just wouldn't trust myself, so I'm just not going to bother.
Well, I have to trust myself. There's no such thing as a barber right now.
Not anymore. No.
No. Good afternoon, Mr. Mayo. How are you?
Even if I got the clippers out, I would just.
We're just talking about my hair. I have to be my own barber.
Oh, you're going to a barber?
No, I don't. I don't have a barber because it's closed. So I was.
Wow, you're the one who wants everybody to stay locked down.
You have to do what you got to do.
How are you going to get your Mountain Dew?
Oh,
You were just saying if the stores or the playing cards. You said if the stores ever open up, if it's still there or something.
You ever tried this stuff?
Mountain Dew. Well, not that kind. That's not regular everyday Mountain Dew,
no.
right?
Baja Blast.
Oh, blah.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that Baja Blast. I didn't know what it was though. I heard you talking about it.
What did you hear about it?
No, I mean as I was preparing to set this mess up that I have here, I heard you discussing it, and the toilet was flushing while I was setting this up. So that's why I'm glad I have the headphones on.
It was just the idea that James was, like toasting and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, I don't have anything to toast with. So I run and got this Baja Blast. I only bought it a couple of days ago because it was on sale.
Oh, so you keep saying Baja Blast.
Well, we did the cheers, and I had my first taste test or whatever of it. I'm going like, holy, tastes like soap.
So is that what the Baja is? Soap?
I don't know. Oh, maybe that's the foam off the ocean. Oh.
I just got my plain old water.
Well, I envy you at the moment. You've got 11 more cans of this stuff. I better get used to it quick. Otherwise, you're discussing different ways to use a pop that tastes like palm soap. So,
wow, surprised you're on here so early today.
Well, I figured being it's Mother's Day, people might be out visiting and that sort of thing.
Oh, my mother's in Florida, so I don't know when I'm going to see her again. I hope I get to see her again. Well, she's going to be 80 this year.
We hope. Hey, my mother's 100.
100?
100.
Wow. God bless her. That's good.
Yes. Well, she turned 100 in November. So that'd be what, another 1 year, 6 months, something like that?
That's all right.
And she's doing pretty good, like she's living at home alone.
Wow.
And,
by herself?
Yes, and she can't hear very well. So that she can't.
Sorry. Okay. Can't hear very well. Oh, I got you. Yes, what she's doing all right though. She's self-sufficient. You're saying?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
That's terrific.
That's great.
So
some people can't do that at 30.
I tell her that I'm a celebrity on YouTube. She says, "Oh, shut up." So I don't know. Look how many views I've got. Like 140,000 views. Having my own TV show.
Yeah, the Doc show.
Stop that crazy talk. Who's gonna watch you on TV?
I like your new logo with Shemp in there.
That's a half accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, I had the drawing for a little while, and the drawing showed up so small that I thought I should redo the drawing. So I was, thinking of what can I do, what can I draw to better it, and I was fooling around on YouTube, and I found this headless Shemp, just a head on a white background.
Yeah.
Is that ever neat? I says, that make a great avatar.
That's really nice, though. It's good.
Yeah. So it was kind of an accident that I found it, but I was going to redraw the picture anyhow. So I thought, well, just grab the Shemp head, make it mine.
Yeah, and I've still been trying to watch some Stooges. I say trying because, again, I usually nod off at night. But, I don't know what it is. Are you familiar with the movies, the feature films that they did with Joe? Well, I mean the later ones with Curly Joe.
All the Meet Hercules and all that.
Yeah, I don't like Three Stooges in Orbit. It's been turns out it's been over 10 years since I last saw it, and like 15 years. Because I usually keep a log of what I watch, and I remember not liking it too much. And I watched that, and I was like, "Boy, this stinks." I like some of the other ones. I enjoyed the Western one, Outlaws is Coming, and Around the World in a Daze, and some other ones. But boy, Three Stooges in Orbit. Ugh.
You know which one that doesn't get mentioned often is Snow White and the Three Stooges.
Oh, that one too. Oof.
Oof. But that one's in color.
Yeah, it's in color. Yeah, so it doesn't have any Stooges in it hardly. They're hardly in it. That's the problem with it.
Oh no, they're in it fine. Sure they are.
No, I don't know if I'd agree with that.
Got it over there. You know how you got to have everything. You got to
Sure.
That's right. So I got Snow White and the Three Stooges over there, along with all the movies, and one thing I don't have is like the Mad World thing.
Oh yeah, I have that. Well, that's a good movie anyway on its own.
Yeah.
Stooges or no Stooges.
And they always show up as cameos anyhow. So.
Yeah, just a quick close up.
Yeah, no, that's great. And also, a couple of years later, but a funny thing happened on the way to the forum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Which Zero? Who was in that? Zero Mostel.
Zero Mostel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Silvers. Did you see any of the books I was just showing, Joe?
Yeah.
As I was preparing, yes, I saw Yellow Submarine, and I saw, what was the other one? There was something else I saw. Yellow Submarine.
Then you've got a bunch of them.
There's that short-term memory again.
Well, I was just saying. Well, I was just saying. Yellow Submarine and little tea coasters.
Oh, tea coasters.
I got these at the 50th anniversary. They put it back on at the cinema over here.
Yes, I remember you saying that, because when you said cinema, I thought, I have to remember that, because over here we say theater a lot. We went to the theater, and a lot of people from England, they say cinema. Oh, I should have showed this. Oh, I could pull a Beetle Brad and do everything to do it with Let It Be. There's a couple of coasters I still have in here. It's still Let It Be and Abbey Road. I was using a Rubber Soul one for a long time.
Remember, people, you're seeing them here for the first time.
Yep, it's a premiere.
I don't think you've ever shown those before.
No, well, they're in my drawer here.
Oh, that's like Matt Street drawer where you open the drawer and there was a whole bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah, look what I have here. I mean, here's my Rubber Soul one, but I don't know. You probably can't see that. If you could see it real, you'd see that it was all like waterlogged and stuff from where I keep my voice. I keep my water on it.
It's well used and loved.
But now, because everybody's fascinated by coasters, I know. So my recent coaster that I use now is this. It's a coaster.
Oh wow! Is that an actual disc? Isn't it?
I don't know what the heck it is. It's not a disc. It's plastic. It's plastic, and it's just like, it's not the actual label. It's not from the record. I don't know. It's plastic, but I don't know.
I can't read what the label is though. I know it's RCA, but what's the?
Al Hurt at the Mardi Gras.
Oh, one of our favorites. Yes.
Wow. At my record store, they had, back in the days when they had record stores, they had a whole stack of every kind of label you can imagine, from Out Records. And they're all like plastic. They're not like paper, So that's the one I chose.
If you get a complete set, they all come like the record labels. Like you buy a Columbia, you buy a.
Yeah, well, they're not. I mean, they're all. I think they're not like sold or anything. They're not manufactured. Somebody made the individual. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Not mass produced. Somebody makes them. They're not official or anything.
Limited quantities.
Limited quantities. Boy, I'm trying to look for anything interesting in here to show. How about my original camera from 2012 to 2017 that I used to make shooting my.
Oh, is that ever cute?
This is going to be in the Museum of Art. The original MeanMrMayo camera.
Wow.
I remember when I first made these stupid videos. I used to have to put this camera on a ledge here, like I'm doing now with my phone before I had one of these phones, and I sit it down, and you couldn't see yourself, so I had to take one of those round makeup mirrors like the women use, and put it behind this so I could see a reflection of myself in the mirror.
Wow.
Because
where you were, that you weren't off campus.
Yeah, these are all fascinating things.
Wow.
I
guess you didn't have a cell phone back then.
Right, I had one of those little flip phones.
Whoa.
And I have a lot of these. I have a ton of these. Tons of these. A whole bunch of these.
What is that? No, that's not a bag. It's a.
Yeah, love bag.
Oh, it is a bag. Oh.
Beatles love.
Whew.
Sorry.
Oh, cool.
Fantastic stuff.
I have the Love CD. That's it.
Oh, Little Richard's still in the background there, Joe.
Oh yeah, I have Little Richard in the back. That's right. I put him there for my. When I did my live chat, I put that. I might start trying to do that more often, but it's not always a good display to feature something. You know, sometimes people do that. I know Beetle Brad does that, and other people do that. They have like behind them, they have racks or something, and they put the records, or even the cubes that they use. You know, the record collection here, they put an album up in the front.
Yeah.
Well,
But I can't do that. Sorry.
It makes up for a new background.
Yeah, I was thinking of redecorating this place a little bit. I mean, just the part you can see, the door back here. Oh, I can't point. I was thinking of like just redecorating a lot of this stuff, but I don't know. I like the George Harrison Cloud 9. I don't want to take that off. So some other things.
Beetle Brad stole your Ringo stand.
I was going to say, now I'm not the only guy that's showing a Ringo standee. But that probably, I could move that in front of the bookcase. In fact, it used to be in front of the. God, why is it so difficult for me to figure? It used to be in front of the bookcase. Then later, I kind of pushed it back to the closet door there. It's a closet.
Well, it's right out in the open. Everybody can zoom in on it. Like, oh, look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ringo. Is that Ringo being a cop?
Everybody asks that. Yeah. Hey, how about these robot comments? Are you getting them too?
Oh, yeah.
That's a new annoyance, boy. What, you want to be friends? Want to be friends?
God, get out of here.
And I saw Brad answer on his side. Yes, I'd like to be friends.
Every time I see somebody answer one of those things, I feel like swinging. Like, come on. Don't you know that?
Are they comments from real robots?
Well, they're very generic. It's a great video. Do more. Can we be friends?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Fortunately, they're so stupid and generic that you can tell it's a bot.
Yeah.
It would be a problem if it was a little more in depth and you couldn't tell if it was real or not.
It usually shows up with the icon with a letter, like not the usual letters, but it's kind of a design letter.
Yeah.
And the one that we were getting at the beginning, they had a T in it, and it would be to Ted, Tom, Tim, whatever, and it was all the same thing. That can we be YouTube friends?
Yeah.
I would push the little button like report this user, and all this sort of thing. I usually remove them.
I just block them. Never mind remove them, but should block them, so not just remove it. Otherwise, they'll come back.
Yeah, but now there's another one that's something about music something, and it has a weird symbol on it.
Yeah, one of them was Logan. One of them was called Logan.
I saw Logan twice in the same comment section with two different icons. And I'm like, what are you? You're multiplying. So,
like a gremlin.
Yeah, they were.
We'll go when we're good and ready, buddy boy.
Don't get personal.
I saw Joe DeRita do it. I don't know why I laugh at that. I laugh because it's not funny. He thinks he's being like funny or something. DeRita, when he goes over the boat, says, "Oh well, okay, buddy boy." I'm like, it's not funny, but it's funny.
You know what I thought of doing? I thought of getting all those movies out and isolating each one of those buddy boys, and just do a.
Oh yeah, well that would be hard. Do you have a source anywhere where they do all the color intros? I like all those color intros to the cartoons. I don't like the cartoons themselves, but I like the introductions.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
You never saw. You must know what I mean. When they had the cartoon show in '65, they did introductions with Curly Joe. You must have seen them.
Like the live introductions.
Yeah, the live introductions, and that's why I should have said that live action.
Yeah.
introductions, and those are funny if you have them all like together without the, unless you like the cartoons. I mean, I don't like the cartoons, but I like to watch the live action intro and outro to each cartoon.
Get a little. Oh, here, I forget I can do this stuff.
Oh, Kimber wants to be friends. Yes.
Be friends.
Oh,
Well, we can.
I'm sure Kimba is not a bot. Though.
I'm glad. I'm glad I just took a shower and shaved it, and everything, because I wasn't going to bother. But then I said I was going to maybe go for a walk or something with my girlfriend. I thought, let me get myself shaved, shaving and everything. And then Doc's here. I'm like, hey, there's a reason. It's worthwhile.
You can get out of it.
It's worth taking it. It's worth taking a shower for.
Yeah. Well,
You
I
ever
have a shower once a year, whether I need it or not.
find when you're walking down the street or in a store, people avoid you?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Well, we're avoiding. Everybody's avoiding each other. Terrible.
No, but I mean, like, if you're walking down the sidewalk, the person coming at you steps into the road.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what I'm worried about. If this thing goes on too long, I don't know what's long, a year or two. I guess we could learn how to bounce back and learn to do like we used to do. But it's getting to be so automatic now and such a part of life.
Mm.
It's going to stay with us. Everybody will be avoiding each other like the plague.
Yeah, it's like a habit. It's automatic now. It's just the way you behave.
I mean,
You see somebody, it's like like that.
I mean, there's a few people I wish would step into the road, but
yeah, even before the pandemic.
Yes, but it's a shame they feel they have to.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yes, it's a weird world. I don't. You guys have Costco, right?
Yeah.
Even over here.
Okay. The Costco here, we only have one store for our city, but it is so busy that the lineup goes clear around the building to get in. How they let one person in at a time, or however the thing works.
Sure.
So, forget it. I don't need a pail of beans that bad.
Well, you have to. Am I right? You have to belong to Costco, right? That's a place where you have to be a club member.
Yeah.
Membership thing. Yeah.
Because we have one, right? That I always pass, and I never go in because I'm not a member.
But still, the lineup is insane.
Yeah, well, I made a video the other day at Target, and there was a line, but it didn't take that. It was only really wasn't long, 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes. But I can see it being a problem at certain times if you get, on certain stores.
Well, if you get a line that starts at the front door and goes clear around the building, and you don't even see the end of the line.
Yeah, that's bad.
How long is that going to take to get into that stinking store and buy some Baja Blast, Well, fortunately, they don't. I'm pretty sure they don't have this stuff.
Baja Blast.
Yeah.
You do a lot of videos where you've done them in the past. I don't know about a lot. You've done videos where you've sampled something new for the first time, drink it, and stuff like that, right?
Well,
would you drink the Kiss Cola if you were here? Because we have Kiss Cola, but it's old. It's been 20-something years.
47 or something. Ew.
I don't know if it's the 70s. I think I don't remember. I think it was maybe the 90s. And I know we have a bunch of bottles of Kiss Cola in my store, and there's a joke because I was going to try to make a video to have Don drink one just for fun. I was going to say, do you want to drink one? And this is what I mean about Don. He's very, very discriminating, and he's like, no, I'm not drinking that. Oh, he's too good for that. I'm not going to try that. And I'm like, I'll pay you to do it. I'll pay you. I said, I'll give you $20 to drink one or something, just for I thought it would be fun. And he just was adamant that he was not going to, and he's smart, I'm not going to try it. Now, here's the crazy part. We had a young guy, I say young guy, he was 53, I'm saying.
50
because he passed away. Well, he used to work, I don't know, he wasn't in many of the videos. His name was Nick, and he was there. Another guy that used to work there when Corey wasn't there. And, he was a good guy, and anyway, he wound up dying. He wound up getting cancer. dying pretty quickly. But prior to he knew that, and we knew that, he volunteered to drink the Kiss Cola. And I think that he was in the video. One of the videos, I got him drinking the Kiss Cola in one of the videos. I just don't know which video it is, with one of the record store videos. And he did pass away after that. Not because of the cola, I'm sure, but because I think he had a history of that type of thing too in his family. But that was a crazy story. But so Kiss Cola, if you want to try one, I'll send you.
I've never seen one, but just imagining Kiss Cola must be a bottle with Gene Simmons and Paul Simmons.
Yeah, it had the group on it. It looked like,
Really did?
If I remember correctly, it was it's in one of the videos. I just wish I knew which video it was.
So actually related to the band Kiss.
Yeah, but it was like put out after the fact. I mean, it wasn't from the 70s. It wasn't during the heyday. It was later on. And I think Kiss Cola, was it spelled with a K? Cola with a K? I don't remember. But I wish I knew the video.
You've seen Three Stooges beer.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I know Monty Python have 3 beers.
Like the worst tasting soda pop I've ever had was something that Joe might know about because it's from his area, Moxie.
I don't know what that is.
New England, Moxie? Never heard of?
No.
I've heard of it, and the one time that I actually did go to Boston, I had to look some up, and I did get some, and I said, I got to try this Moxie. And it turns out it tastes like medicine.
Oh, gosh.
And it was a soft drink that was invented back in the days when soda pop came from drugstores. Even Coca-Cola was a remedy once upon a time. You went
True. I heard that, yeah.
Yeah. They'd mix it up and look, have this stuff that's going to cure you of whatever you had. But Moxie never changed their formula. So it had the same formula as it did in 1885. And it tasted like it too.
Maybe that's why they call it that, not Moxie. Doesn't it usually mean you have to have like guts or something? Moxie?
Yeah, we had Moxie.
Yeah. But I thought the stuff was so hilarious. I went and bought a 6-pack, brought it home with me. And if I did have somebody over, hey, you want to have a pop? Hey, you want to have a Moxie? And oh, yeah, sounds good. And you'd watch the reaction. What is it?
I think Kimba has a point down there. She's right. What do you think?
Well,
I'm not aware.
Amoxicillin.
Oh, yes. Oh,
there we go.
Where's Alan? Alan C. Records.
Amoxicillin? Even the name sounds scary. I don't even know what that is. It's like
some kind of
Oh, I got that, Mike. I got that the day it came out.
Mike's listening to 40 licks.
Yeah. There's a few. I normally don't mind waiting to get records, but I got that on day one. So.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, and I've listened to their new song a few times. It's all right.
Yeah, I like the new song. As I said, for me, best song I've heard since Mixed Emotions, probably.
Yeah, it's fine. I know the new album is due out next year, so I think it's very well timed to bring it out now. They've done, it works. It's quite, it's apt. But I hope there are better songs on the album. I like it. I don't love it.
Yeah, it's not nothing great, but it's timely because of the times right now, and that's why I think it's it was number one on whatever. I don't count number ones like they used to be, honest with you. I'm not as impressed anymore with a number one. That also goes for Paul's Egypt Station, because even though I'm glad it made number one, technically it goes in the books as a number one. But I think that was mostly marketing and all kinds of multiple
Surely
copies
do.
and that
We all
stuff.
have to have it in all configurations. So if you bought it once, you have to buy it again and again and again.
Yeah, and you know that really that we joke about that, but that's the scars of that practice. I don't think I'm ever going to lose those scars.
Well, no, you can't trust anything anymore because if you run to the record store and buy it and say, "Yep, I got it,"
it left such a sour taste in my mouth, that Egypt
oh.
Station rebuying.
I'm surprised he hasn't brought out the lot with like 10 million other.
I think you went a little froze on my end. I didn't catch that. You
I'll
bring out
the
what?
lockdown edition.
Oh, the lockdown edition. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Why not? It's got everything else.
I love these commercials now. You know, I've seen commercials for pizza delivery, and I've seen commercials for getting cars. If you want to buy a car or something, and it says no contact delivery. Like, you know, how are you going to deliver my car without touching it? And anyway, I don't understand these. Well, God help me. I can't take it.
Well, you know, I've got to say, like 3 minutes that way, I've got a Domino's, a Papa John's, and another one. I don't think I've been in any of them in 15 years.
Mm.
I doubt they've missed me either, but what can you do?
Well, I know Papa John's, but my friend Anthony, sometimes he comes over to my house, he brings Papa John's because it's cheap. But that's okay. I'm just doing it to get a laugh. I fully appreciate it. I think it's very, very nice of him. I just thought I'd throw that in there for a laugh.
Little Caesar's pizza.
Little Caesars, yeah. It's another one. Yeah. You know, I take it back. It might have been Little Caesars. It's Little Caesars that he got.
Yeah, Little
Caesars
Caesars
cheaper.
Kind of like cardboard.
Yeah, that's the one. Not Papa John.
Yeah.
Little Caesars.
It's like they're already pre-made. You just walk in and say, "I'll have a blah blah blah," and it's right there in the rack. Yeah, there you go, boom, and you bring it home and it's like, I might as well be eating one of my LPs from home.
Yeah.
Good.
Chow down on LP.
That's it.
Or either you break a tooth or something like that. You know, dentists love that.
So.
You know, but the other day I had a virtual hospital appointment.
Really?
Which was it was just me and it was a diabetic checkup. But I've never encountered that before. But it was over Skype. Obviously, you know, there was only so much I could tell them over webcam. No, they just wanted to do a checkup, and I don't know if they're doing that over where you guys are, but I thought
I've heard of that, and they're doing it, and you know, I'm not a fan of it. I mean,
no.
I'm fine with it if it's something that only requires talking.
Well,
but how are they going to take your temperature? How are they going to look down your throat? How are they going to, check your ears? I mean, it's incredible. I don't get it.
But I thought, me, a nurse, a webcam, what can go wrong?
Everything.
And they'll must be careful. They tell you to strip down or something. You know, you don't want to do that. No. How are they going to put that? They're going to put their gloves on. How are they going to? How are they going to do that over the camera?
No, I didn't tell them what my levels were because I've got 2 appointments, which obviously I'm not going to be able to get to because they're very, very limited. And but it was just interesting concept. And when you were talking about the drink tasting like medicine, it reminded me.
Yeah. Well, one of my concerns is, I'm sure everybody's is, it's okay for a while. You know, we've only been doing this month, whatever it is, a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. When this gets to be, if it gets to be the rest of the year, if it goes into next year. Now, first thing is obviously haircuts. You know, but then other things are going to happen, right? We got hair, so we have to worry about that. But don't tell me I would rather be bald now. I don't think so.
No, you're going to be wearing hats a lot more often.
That's it.
Oh my! And then there's other things. Like I said, I think I've said this before. Somewhere I said it just before the lockdown started. I said, well, I got dental work I have to get done, so I went to my dentist. I want to say around March 10 or something like that. And I got my full x-rays done and he's okay. Here's what we have to do. And he told me I had a molar put here 18 years ago. And he said in the x-ray, he says, there's an infection under there. So we have to take that out We have to take the crown off, take the tooth out, and clean under there. And I have no pain. And I know it's not. It's. He showed me the X-ray, so I know there's something there. And I'm like, all right, well, that can kill you after a while. I think if that goes into your brain or something.
Yeah.
So okay, then I have other cosmetic things I need, whatever. So long story short, it turns out that then, as I'm in the chair, I'm laying in the chair, the TV screen was up there, and they had Cuomo was doing his pandemic, one of the first pandemic ones, and I was getting nervous. And the dentist gave me the elbow. Hey, how you doing? The elbow, because we were just starting this, and then the rest happened, lockdown, and I have not been able to go back. So I have to get some work done, and and people's hair and whatever. And if you have a problem, like you say, diabetes, or you need some kind of surgery, or something happens, that's what I'm worried. I'm worried about the long term. Okay, it's okay for a month or two, but what do you do?
That's it.
Just going to the hospital must have to be, scary. Just like, I don't want to go in that place. It's all full of viruses.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
normally I'm in there every 2 months. Occasionally, sometimes every month. So it's like, no, for now, phone call or Skype is fine. I'm staying away.
Yeah, if you can do that, if it works out, that's fine. I just don't. I know there's somebody I know he's doing therapy. He goes to counseling. He's getting therapy. All of that. You can do that, I suppose. But I don't know how you're going to go if you have like a swollen ankle or something, and you got to go get a foot doctor, or get your foot checked or something. How are you going to do that?
No. Well,
always, it's either that or you go home and hope it heals up on its own. I'll wrap it up in gauze. That'll fix it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just wondering about your tooth there, Joe. I was wondering if the dentist was looking in there and goes, "Oh, there's that one right there, the one that's fizzing. That's the one."
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, I didn't even go there for that. I went there for other reasons.
Oh, he found the fizzing one on his own.
And he saw the X-ray show. I did a full X-ray. And he saw that. I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I have other things that I'm more concerned about that have to get immediate attention.
Gosh.
So.
How often do you go, Joe? Like every?
I go when I need it. That's it. I'm not a dentist guy. I go when I'm in pain or when I have a problem.
Okay.
I do my own thing at home. I take care of them at home. And then if I'm like, oh, I think I'm getting a toothache, so then I go. I don't get regular checkups or anything, like that. So.
Yeah, but they want you to come back. They're like, oh, you'll have you back in 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months for what? We got a scratch in there. All this kind of stuff. And going like, I can do that at home. No, you must come in. I sneak out the back door.
Yeah, they're adamant about it.
Where'd he go?
And I don't go for cleanings either. I mean, there's a woman who I do my own cleaning. I clean so this old woman was like, oh, you got to get a cleaning, and I'm like, well, I'm doing my own cleaning, thank you. When was the last time you had one? I mean, I'd gotten one, but last time must be almost like 10 years ago, maybe 7 to 10 years ago. And I'm not doing it. Plus, I got I just don't want anybody doing stuff in there. And then, so that day when I went, I'm going just for X-rays, right? But apparently, even with X-rays, she's got that pointy thing, and she's like, she's poking teeth and like scraping teeth.
Hang on there. Stop like that.
And I'm like, what do you? I got annoyed, between watching the governor up there giving you the gloom and doom, between the dentist giving you the elbow when he always shook your hand. Now he's afraid to do an elbow, and now you're over there. She was actually scraping, and I had to say, "What? This is good. This would have been a good rant, too." I said, why are you doing that? I said, I'm not here for this. I told you I didn't want my teeth clean or anything. Oh, we have to do. I don't know what she has to know to see how they are. For an X-ray, test them and see what's up. You guess you got to like scrape things and poke around. So
you know what my favorite part of a dental cleaning is? The end.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You're almost done when they get that little buzzer thing with it. They dip it in some goop or something.
Yeah.
It's almost over. And then they say, and your next appointment will be in 3 months. And I'm going, hang on a minute. And he's
Yeah.
where'd he go?
Well, they have a yacht that they have to make payments on,
Well,
so they need to see you in 3
my
months.
dentist put in a new swimming pool. Gee, I wonder where he got the money from
That's
that. You know?
swimming pool. That's what it
I
is.
mean,
Yeah.
you should just start swirling around Baja Blast.
Oh, that's probably got caused.
That'll do it.
I chipped my tooth last year, September or October, somewhere in there. I chipped it on some cereal in the morning, like cornflakes.
Yeah.
Oh, holy crap!
Yeah.
I never went to get it fixed. I could still. I could feel where the slice.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, it bothered me for the first, I don't know, 2 weeks that, still feel it. But after a while, it's normal.
Yeah, it's part of the way you feel.
Exactly. And when they say, oh, you got to come every 3 months, and I'm going like, yeah, right. I'll be back in 10 years, and I'm not kidding.
That's what I do.
And the one time that I did go back because a filling fell out, and I thought, now that I think I'll have to get fixed. So I went to a dentist because my own dentist died. And they go, well, when was your last dentist appointment? I says, 1976. What? You know, and they're going like, well, your teeth are in pretty good condition for not being here for 10 years. And when see, you're like, who needs to go every 3 months?
No, you don't have to.
No.
I don't believe that.
They're in it for the money. They're greedy. They're greedy dentists. So this can be a rant right here. Greedy dentists.
But the problem. I mean, I don't even really should be talking about all this. But whatever. I did get I had 2 upper teeth near the back get pulled when a year apart recently in the last few years, and I didn't want that to happen. But apparently they had to go. And I still got, luckily it's in the back, so I don't have to worry about it. But, my big thing is I'm worried about, they say sometimes teeth can shift over time. And I know people who've had these, they've got, even Bazooka Joe had a couple of molars removed at the record store. And he shows me, and his teeth have never moved. Some of them have never moved. Some of them may. So, of course, when I asked the dentist, I said to him, well, she wants to try to put a bridge in there or something, or something in there. And he's like, I said, so can they shift? And he said they could.
They will.
He's not saying, he wouldn't say definitely they will, but he said they could. It's to put the planter seed in there. So that's it. So, and now what bothers me, this one I was talking about, that supposedly they got to take those were on the top. Now I got the new one with the infection is on the bottom. So they got to take that off and then take the tooth out, and then I'll have a space on the bottom too. I'm like, look, I'm not, I want to keep my teeth, So
if you're pulling that one out, there's no problem here. Really, they might look a little funny, but they still work.
Yeah. And I can chew back there after I asked Don that too. Get back to Don because he doesn't have any teeth. All his teeth have been missing.
That's right. Yeah.
And he can still eat stuff and chew it, And I even said he can eat steak. And I said, how could you chew steak with that? He says, if it's very tender, he could chew the steak. So I'm fine. Even from missing one up there or whatever, I could still. It's true. After a while, it gets strong and he could chew.
I don't know, be drawing on raw meat or something.
I was looking at back to the studios. I was admiring Mo's dental work. I was watching an episode.
I don't think I've ever looked that close.
No, you couldn't help but notice. There's this one episode. You've probably seen it from the 40s. And I usually know the titles pretty well, but I don't know if it's How High Is Up. It's called or Higher Than a Kite or something like that. One of those two, but high in it. And it's the one when his head gets in one of those cylinders or something. Curly, and they got to try to pull his head out of this cylinder. He twist him around and stuff. And then they put a crowbar in there. There's a close up. They put the crowbar down in there. They're grabbing his nose. And then they're grabbing his teeth. And his lip and his teeth, and they're rooting around in his mouth. And he's got a close up. And you can't help but notice he's got like a silver tooth in there and stuff.
I have to admit, I've never looked that close at his dental.
Well, you can't help it. It's right. It's a big close up. It's right in your face, going, "I'll murder you guys," He's like, wow, he's doing all this stuff.
Wow.
It's on here. I noticed they had a couple of videos on here, that compilations of just Mo getting abused. It says Mo takes his lumps, something like that. And it's all the scenes together of when Mo accidentally is getting like hit, or getting like a broomstick popped in his ear, or something happens, or whatever.
They don't.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah. By the way, you mentioned the Stones earlier. They're having a premiere of their Havana Licks show at some point later. If anyone out there is interested in watching a bit of the Stones, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what that is for you, but it's 8 p.m. No, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. for me.
Oh yeah, they did that last week too. I think they're supposed to be going to be doing that for a while now. Every Sunday, put up some old concert.
Well, I totally missed it, so I might have a look at some.
Yeah, it's an ongoing series. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot what they called it, but it's old concert footage from the 1990s and stuff that they've been putting up. And
so it's old stuff then.
Yes. Yeah. Well, not too old, like 1990s. Roughly.
Yeah, to me, you know what's amazing? To me, 1990s not old either, but it amazes me sometimes how old it really is. Like, wow, 30 years.
Way back in the 70s, everything else.
Talking about, way back when. I'm still in my 30s, and I was having a chat with somebody, and people even 10 years younger than me, they're very smart, but really they still have no idea. They don't know how to cope, and if technology breaks down, they can't just pick up a book and read. And I thought, well, hang on, I remember a lot of the 80s. I remember all of the 90s and the 2000s. Just read. They can't cope, and they think that 2 years ago was decades. Like, wait till you get else.
Yeah.
I'm at that stage now. I can say that to them.
Yeah, I tell you, I used to think. Sometimes I think that right before this happened, I'd said for many times. I said something's got to happen. I said, because this is just my thought. I was like, I don't know what's been going on the last 30 years. It's crazy. To me, things were getting crazier and crazier, and I said, something's going to happen. Something's got to give. That completely changes everything, the dimension of the world. And that's what's happening. I wonder if it's going to make kids realize, there are things besides just gadgets and having everything what you want right away. And it's not real. This might be a lesson for everybody.
If you want that loaf of bread, you have to get in line and wait 10 minutes.
Yeah, stuff like that, yeah. I think it's a good thing in a way, as long as it doesn't last too long. But for it to have any lasting effect on a person's life, though, it can't just be over in a couple of months. That's the only thing.
People are revolting about it. I've said about the thing what we've got over here in Michigan, that people are storming the Capitol and protesting like the stay-at-home order, and all this sort of thing. But what's even worse is that they're bringing guns. I
don't understand that.
And they're coming into the actual Capitol building, and they're saying, like, the people are bringing guns. Yeah, but it's allowed. How is it allowed? In a political building like that, guns are allowed? I don't understand that at all.
No, I don't even know why. I didn't even know they were doing that.
They are, and they can't do anything about it because guns are allowed in the state capitol. Who made that stupid rule? Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've got loads. We've got that footage over here as well, and the perception of the people over there protesting, we just think, well, it's an effect on our liberty. We'll go and hang around in a group and see what happens.
Yeah, and then these people don't have face masks on, or they aren't social distancing or anything like that. It's a mob, and they got.
Yeah, that's true though. Yeah, I've seen them. They're not really staying apart.
No, and they interview them. Like, why are you doing this? And the one girl says, like, well, I'm gonna die anyway, so I'm gonna die doing what's right and trying to get our whatever, you know, you just feel like, give them like one of these, you know, like we're doing this for your own good. We're not doing it to piss you off. You know, we're telling you to stay home because there's a big virus thing out there that's gonna kill you.
Well, like I said, this is, you know, like I said, there's two sides to every coin. The other people are starting to think that it's not really doing anything. As a matter of fact, wasn't there a thing in New York? Cuomo had said that most of the people that got it were people that were sheltered inside now or something. There was a big thing where it was, in New York, or there was people that were home or something got it more than people that were
in the
60% or something.
Or in the nursing homes.
The nursing home.
Yeah. So like the nursing homes are like a breeding ground, not necessarily a supermarket. Like I'm sorry for all the old people, but we've got one nursing home out in the county over here, and just about every person in that nursing home has got it. So,
but as I say, I don't know how long. You know, it's like I see both sides of it, because how long can you go on this way? If you get a year, 2, 3, 5, 10, how long do you do this before there's nothing left out there? You know, I don't. It's such a dilemma that you.
It's not the flu season. It's like I'll never get my hair cut.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking. I mean, I don't have to worry for a while. I mean, I've let my hair go long before, and never as long as John Lennon or anything. And let it be.
Well, mine is sort of Beatle-ish length, and that's how I don't mind it.
Yeah, you got a little beetle do going. It looks like.
I think you'd be all right.
This is perfect. I mean, if I could keep my hair like this, I like the length right here and now. So let's see, I got this cut. When did I get it cut? I think it was mid-March, so it's about 2 months. I like my hair at 2 months length.
You did it good, yeah.
But I don't know. Eventually, it's going to get too unmanageable and gray.
Only thing is, though, if I obviously not at the moment, I'm not going out, but now the weather's getting hot. I sort of, if it gets too hot, I go out looking like a beetle, and I sweat, and I come home looking like Diana Ross. You know.
I'm just
upside down.
Humid air.
Open. We'll all be standing in line with a mask on. You know, because in my barber shop, the chairs are right next to each other. You're all elbow to elbow waiting for your turn in the chair. Well, they can't have that, so everybody will be outside.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to be. I mean, can a barber? What about a barber cutting the hair with wearing a mask and gloves? I don't think you work with gloves, but some of the gloves you can thin enough, and you're sitting there in the chair with a mask. But I mean, I don't know about your ear. Your ears, you can't, because your ears are going to have the strap on it. But
they all have to be like Edward Scissorhands, then they could stand 6 feet away and do it,
But I got this haircut literally. I was at work, and it was the middle of March. And I know a guy came in, his hair, he just got a fresh haircut. I said to him, "Oh, you got a nice haircut." I said, "I got it done last night." He said, "I found a place that would do it." And I said, "What do you mean? You found a place?" And he said, "Because I think." That day, or the next day after, was going to be the last day. I wasn't aware of that yet. That was going to be the last day already was open. There was going to be the day before lockdown. So I went that day, the last day. So I went right to the edge to get a fresh haircut, and that's what I did, and I'm glad I did. But I remember sitting in that chair thinking, I hope I don't catch anything, even though it hadn't gotten to lockdown at that point. But still, and that barber, he's an older guy, and he tends to he gets like colds a lot and things like that, and he didn't seem to have a cold. And I remember when I was cutting my hair, I'm thinking, I hope everything's all right, I hope he doesn't have anything. And then here we are. Then after that, this lockdown came, and now I'm really afraid to go to a barber.
My barber had just came back from a trip to Italy.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's familiar.
And Italy was a hot spot at the time. We weren't, but Italy was.
Right.
He just came back from Italy. Should I even be in this chair? No. How do you feel? Oh, I feel fine. I'm not so sure, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't get it. So.
Well, this guy too. He's in his 50s, either that or his early 60s, and he speaks with the Italian accent. And he's from Italy. You know, he has family in Italy. So I was kind of thinking the same thing too.
Oh, Italians are great barbers. I'm the barber of Sundown.
It's alfalfa.
If you want a haircut, you come to me. It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bend your ear a little. That's okay.
You don't need them anyway. Bump. Yeah.
Oh, I need them. I got to hear my Beatles. Not until after Get Back comes out.
No. Well,
trying to keep the videos coming. I'm trying to keep the videos.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've just been going through my Beatle box of books, and yeah, I mean, I Joe probably missed these, but yeah, I got the Journal of the McCartney 2002 tour.
Oh, and what is that? It's just from the 1 year?
Yeah, well, it goes up to when does it end? It ends when ends about when he plays Russia. So that's about a year and a half or something. So it's just loads of interviews, great pictures. And then I've got the big book of, Doc saw these earlier, but then I've got the big George Harrison book.
Yeah, that's the other thing that my short-term memory couldn't remember. I saw a little bit of that as I first got here.
It's gorgeous. It really is. And so if you guys want it over there, you can pick it up for $45.
$45. That's living in a material world.
Yeah.
That in quid.
It was 20 or 25. Yeah, 25.
I can't imagine going to a store and saying, how many quid is that?
How many quid? It's 25 quid, governor, and it's yours for life. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm going to go make a cup of tea, but this has been fun, and it's good to see you guys again.
Okay, likewise. Enjoy.
Yes, stay safe, and all you need is Baja Blast.
Baja Blast.
Take care, guys. Have a good Sunday.
So long.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. He's gone.
And then there's only two.
Yes. It has been slow here today. I wasn't do it because I thought, oh, Mother's Day and all that sort of thing. But then I thought, well, maybe if I do it earlier, I would, people might be still sitting at home before they go on to Mama's house for drinks and whatnot. But no, it's been pretty slow here. So.
Yeah, but I don't know how many people are getting together as much, but maybe with the family they do.
Hey, well, yeah. Hey, but it's like, where is it? Not even Richard Dolin.
Yeah, he's probably still in bed.
First one. You're right.
I felt sorry yesterday. Richard was up, I think, unusually early yesterday, and he was asking people to join his chat. He did a Saturday morning chat at like 8 o'clock in the morning or 7:30 in the morning. Yeah. And I just wasn't into it at the time.
He isn't up till 4 years, so you're right. But no, it's been really, really slow. So, well, supposedly I got 12 viewers. Where are they?
Yeah.
But no,
one of them is probably Nasty Guy Mick. He's probably out there.
Well, I usually start this thing around 3. So, like, I started 2 hours early.
That's true.
But, wow, it's unbelievable. It must be really nice weather out.
Hey, Mark P.
Mark P. Whoa. Wow.
We can get Mark P on here, too.
Yeah, here, I'll put a linky up.
And Alan was around too.
Enjoy. He must have just poked his head in and run. Well, if Mark P. can jump in, that would be cool. And even Matthew Street said he would like to come back, but I guess maybe I'm too early for him. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Matthew's been on here.
Yes. So maybe the timing was a little off or something.
Yeah, I was supposed to go for a walk at 2. It's just about 2. So the idea was we were going to go for a walk around 2 o'clock, my girlfriend and I. But well, we could wait. It doesn't matter. We could wait an hour.
Well, if we can get to where'd Mark go? Is Mark P still there? He made said hey and then run. So these ones that are hey and run, that's come on, people. You can call
Little Richard. Come on in honor of Little Richard.
Yeah, Little Richard Dolin.
Everybody's like, oh, it's so sad, Little Richard, so sad. He's 87. God bless him. You know, he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, the first thing. Oh, COVID-19 got him. Oh, no,
yeah, I'm telling you, I was going to make a video about that too. These days, they have to actually say that. They have to qualify that in the death reports. They have to say so and so passed away from conditions not related to COVID-19. You have to let people know it wasn't COVID-19.
Well, that's the first thing people think of. Oh, COVID-19 got him. Got to be.
Oh, it's terrible.
Not this time. But actually, the Little Richard dying took me by complete surprise. It's not like I heard of him being in the hospital or anything like that.
No, well, I mean, but how do I say it discreetly? I would have thought he would have been gone a while ago. I mean, I don't mean anything morbid by that. 87, Jerry Lee Lewis, same thing. So when these things happen, when the day comes, I'm like, I kind of accept it. My whole thing, when you're older, I mean, when you're almost 90 or something like that, I kind of come to, I even expect, Paul or Ringo, one day, hopefully not for a long time. But so I'm not shocked. I'm shocked when it's more like a John Ritter, or a John Candy, or
when you don't expect
Tom Petty. Those things really, kind of blow me away. But when there's somebody that's lived a long life and reasonably healthy, as far as I know, and they're up there, it's to be expected, in my view, anyway.
I wasn't expecting it.
You weren't expecting it. I thought, oh, Little Richard, it's unfortunate, but it's,
No, it's just like all of a sudden, oh, Little Richard died. I went, what? Really? What? No.
I can't believe it. I thought he lived to 300.
I had no idea. So
or Robin Williams, there's another one, stuff like that. I mean, I'm like, oh my, I'd freak out. I can't believe it. It's shocking.
Like Robin Williams, you can always remember where you were when you heard it, because the
Where was
was
I?
great.
Yeah, I remember. I was on the computer. Yeah.
No, I was coming home from being in Upper Ontario at a friend's cabin, and we had deked through Michigan because it was just geographically there's a shortcut if you cross into Michigan and cross back. It's weird, but anyway, there was a super rainstorm going on at the time, and the freeways were getting flooded, and everybody was like trying to avoid all the stuff. And we had the radio on to see if we could find out what the hell's going on. And all of a sudden, came on and said Robin Williams was gone, and we're going, what? Like we're looking for news reports about the flooding and stuff, and Robin Williams is gone.
Well,
that's
those are tough. Another one, Michael Jackson. That was another surprise, crazy one.
I think I heard that on the car radio. Like they didn't have the details yet, so all they had was that Michael Jackson is gone. We don't know the rest. And I was like, what? What? Michael Jackson's gone? What? And then you're glued to the radio after that. Like, more? But that's a good tease for a radio station. It's just say boom, and then and now the weather. You're glued to the rest. I don't have any Little Richard records, so
I'm glad I was able to come up with 3. I'm like, well, I hope I have something. Now, I know I had at least 2. I didn't know I had 3 albums.
Yeah, and they're all busting to get out. Those records must have been in there.
Yeah, I keep them when I got them. I kept them in the back. I don't usually do that. Keep them out of the jacket in the in the back inside the clear sleeve. That's what I do because I don't want them to. They're already split enough, I guess.
Well, are you going to replace them now? I guess the records were in good condition, but
No, the records are fine. No, I like having them. Originals like that. I like them. The records play good.
yeah, Prince is another one.
Yeah, that's another one. I was thinking of Prince also.
It's when they go when you don't expect that's more of the shock than anything.
Yeah, well, you didn't expect Little Richard either.
He was not on my radar, not at all.
No.
It was just like, well, it's like Jerry Lee Lewis. He's alive, right? Still?
Yeah,
I believe so. He's just not on anybody's radar. He's not doing anything that keeps him in the public eye. So you're just gonna forget he's out there.
And then you feel like if I make a video about one, I have to make a video about everybody, which is just kind of tough. Because I just do people that have somehow I feel something for or whatnot. I don't just do anybody, because everybody, famous people die all the time.
Just check Wikipedia. They have that little list of recent deaths, and I always look at that. Is there anybody there I know?
And even Jerry Lee, I'm not a big Jerry Lee fan. I mean, I like a couple of songs, but I'm not big. As much as I like Little Richard or Roy Orbison or Chuck Berry, I like them better, But well, we'll see what happens when the time comes.
I actually myself, I'm probably more of a Jerry Lee fan than Little Richard, because I
Oh,
always found Little Richard to be more of a screamer.
yeah,
And
yeah, definitely.
and like I was saying before, it's tutti frutti already, tutti frutti already, tutti frutti already. Okay. I get it.
And my friend Julio, he knows everything. He knows so much about music, and he was in one of the comments under my video, and I'm over here saying, one of the pioneers, Little Richard, and all the things, the Beatles, Paul McCartney emulated him with his screaming and all this. Yeah, and then Julio tells me that, what's that?
He taught him personally.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, I taught Paul.
Little Richard and the Beatles would tour together back in the day, and of course they met. And do you want to sound like woo? And Paul would go woo. No, woo. He taught him
Yeah, that's true.
personally.
But then Julio's in there, and Julio's telling me in the comments, he's like, nobody ever mentions, and I can't remember the name, Escalita or something. Escalita is actually influenced Little Richard. And I'm like, what? That's somebody I never heard of. Actually came before Little Richard, and Little Richard kind of copied him.
No kidding.
So I'm like, I forget the name.
Wow. Yeah, Mike was saying earlier that Elvis has a Tutti Frutti cover. I haven't heard.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's on the first Elvis album. Yeah. Very good version.
Very good version.
He does the other one too, Tutti Frutti and Blue Suede Shoes. He does, which is Paul Perkins.
Yeah. I didn't know there was another Tutti Frutti out there, so I'll guess I'll have to go hunt.
Oh yeah, it's a good version, I think.
So not better than Little Richard, though.
I don't know about that. I'm here. This is good in my book.
Wow. You heard it here first.
Eh?
Yeah, this is something that you have to take to heart. Elvis and Little Richard were pretty much even in a way.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to do a little bit of slamming Elvis. I didn't want to slam him too much. When I was like doing my Little Richard tribute video, I was trying to say, Elvis didn't really write much or play guitar or piano much. Or he did though, but he did. But I don't think as much. Anyway.
I wonder who influenced more, like Jerry Lee Lewis to Little Richard. Who came first? With that style, banging away and foot up on the piano.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're kind of in the same league. Really.
Wasn't Jerry Lee first?
I'm thinking if I had to guess, I'd say Jerry Lee first, but I'm not sure.
I think so. Am I thinking 55-ish for him? 56.
I think he might have influenced Little Richard some.
Because I think Little Richard was 57-ish.
Blues and stuff. You know, I don't remember Jerry Lee being much of a screamer as Richard was. So he might have been inspired some and just took it to a different level. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Jerry Lee.
I wasn't really old enough to appreciate that stuff back then. I grew up on the Beatles, you know, like Little Richard and the rest of. They were on the oldie station that nobody listened to.
Yeah.
Listening to that oldie station again. What the heck? But listen to the modern stuff. You know, the Supremes are on. Go listen to that. You know, that's hillbilly music. We don't want to listen to that.
Yeah, Jerry Lee married his cousin. Yes, that's right.
That's true. That's a good movie too. That Jerry Lee Lewis, that Great Balls of Fire.
I saw it in the theater. Don't remember it much except that who was it? Dennis Quaid.
Yes,
and he I thought he overdid the inflections in his face a lot. I remember going, if I go to heaven, I'm gonna play piano. And I'm like, all right, take it easy, man. You don't have to like overdo the face.
I liked it though, and I even liked the Johnny Cash movie.
Yeah, it wasn't even wild about that. I don't like nothing. I didn't even like that either. No, I mean, I thought he was good as Johnny Cash, though. I thought he made a good Johnny Cash.
But I'm not a big fan of Johnny Cash or even Ray Charles for that matter. But I liked the movies, those documentary type movie, you know, where actors play the roles and their careers acted out instead of being like a documentary. I enjoy those. Even for people I don't care for.
Yeah. What does Mike Mason mean? Mike, what do you mean? You say, and so on. What do you mean, and so on? There is nothing after the 90s. That's it.
There's nothing after the 90s. The 2000s.
That's it. I'll even go along with the 90s now. I used to discount the 90s too, but now I'll go along with the 90s.
Because that's probably when music changed to be like.
And besides, that way, if I include the 90s, then I can all inclusively say I like the 20th century.
Mm-hmm. And that doesn't fly, no, because that's when music was all created in a computer. Nobody really.
Wait a minute. He's like, "You're right, Joe." No, I'm not right. It's just my opinion.
Opinion about what?
After the 90s. He says, Mike says, "You're right, Joe, my bad." I'm like, no, you didn't do anything wrong.
No, but if not that I listen to those radio stations, somehow you can hear them, I don't know, as music or somewhere, it filters through somewhere, but you hear today's music and it just sounds so fabricated. You know, it's like, well, there's no band here, so we'll just have this singer with some kind of instruments, boom, 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 boom. Well, there's your soundtrack, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'm still yet to find the Billie Eilish COVID-19 public service announcement. I want to find that because it is so horrible that, like, I've never heard a Billie Eilish song before, but you know, you've heard of them somehow. You'll hear these people anyway. But they've been running it on the radio, and she comes on and she's like, if you've ever heard this, hello, I'm Billie Eilish, and I want to remind you to stay home, stay safe. I'm going like, this girl is a singer? She sounds like she gets that out of bed.
I didn't see that. I'd like to see that.
Well, it's playing on the radio. You don't see her.
Oh, because I'm only 18. How old is she? She's young, right? 18 or something?
I guess, but
I don't know anything about life yet, but I know enough to just stay home with my millions. Goodbye.
Basically, but how did she get to be a million-seller singer if she's got a voice like that? You know, like, I don't understand it. So I would love to make some sort of a rant video or something like this. Like, how the hell is she famous? I don't get it. You know?
Yeah, I haven't heard enough. I only heard her do something on that one of those stay-home concert shows, and I was like, it didn't impress me. You know, so I haven't heard enough of her yet. I know she likes the Beatles, though.
Huh. I
don't
do
know if
like
she's a fan.
the songs. The Girls Are Nothing But Trouble, and what's the other one? Oh, but those songs come off more as a comedy record. The two Jazzy Jeffs and Fresh Prince songs. Forget what the other one's called. Dang. But I enjoy them just for the content, because it's not so much a rap song as it's a comedy bit.
Yeah.
So those ones I can take. Even Eminem half the time is more comical than straight rap. So I can take that too. But I mean, some of this other stuff, it's just noise. I don't understand what you're listening to. Turn that off. So
yeah, everybody, Bob Dylan, everybody's talking about, oh, there's a new song, another new song, third song out, False Prophet or something. And I'm like, I'm just not interested anymore, I guess. I don't know. I like Dylan too, and I loved his Tempest album from 2012, which is now 8 years ago. How in the world is 2012 8 years ago?
I don't know. I just never got into Bob Dylan at all. I'm sorry, all you Dylan fans. I just don't care for Bob Dylan.
It's never been a Doc Dacus thing, huh?
No, never. No, I like two songs. When you're like, everybody must get stoned. Okay, that's one. And what's the other one?
Like a Rolling Stone.
Probably, yeah. So,
no, I don't know. How about Lay Lady Lay?
No. Oh,
I love it.
No. I remember when that was on the radio, like as a current song. And anytime oh my gosh, get that.
I would have thought as a non-Dylan guy that you might have appreciated his different voice in that song.
Oh, you know how Richard Dolin says, "Oh, damn, life is so boring." Well, that's what I thought of Lay Lady Lay. Same idea. I was bored to tears. I couldn't stand it.
Whatever colors you have in your mind, I show them to you as you see them shine.
Ugh. Yuck. Thank you. Ew.
Where is Richard? Richard Dolin.
Who else has a great computer? Yeah, he done well. He done well. I think it was because of his personality, and he was a good actor and all that. So he went on to be a movie star. He's probably done better as a movie star than he has as a rap artist.
Yeah.
I pretty much agree with that. Whew. I'm all ranted out. Oh.
Yeah, I was good. Speaking of being ranted out, I should have said at the beginning, one of the reasons where I got all cleaned up and stuff was I was going to go in the car, drive the car, and find a parking space and do another rant video. And I wound up not doing that. Instead, I came here. But it was going to be a rant video about people who don't understand rant videos. I am so tired of people, idiots. If you're out there, morons, buffoons, lummoxes.
Why don't you understand? This is like making a point, but making it in fun.
Yeah, I don't understand why you don't get it. And what they always remind me, this is what you're worried about with everything going on with the pandemic. This is what you're complaining about.
You're gonna have heart attacks. No.
It's like there are people starving, and all you can do is complain about the fact that you lost the toothpaste tube. It's like, it's just supposed to be those little things in life that drive us crazy. It's just supposed to be. It's not supposed to be that I think this is the most important catastrophe on the face of the earth. And I was going to make a video really slamming those idiots, but
it's
I didn't.
Delivery that kills it. It's like you're sitting there, you're shouting at the camera and all this sort of thing, and everybody's going like, "Wow, he really believes in this stuff."
Well, wait a minute. I'll be honest with you. I do believe in it, but the problem is that with the way that with the intensity is like piled on. I mean, I do believe, like, I'm annoyed that I didn't get my DVDs of the Waltons fast enough. I am annoyed about it, but I'm not gonna blow a building up over it. But I come across that way in the video for emphasis.
Well, the emphasis is what kind of makes the comedic moment. You know, it's like being Jackie Gleason or one of these. You know, they're like, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, you know. I don't know what Mark's joking around. You mean you're not serious in those videos? I'm actually like, I am serious. I don't want people to think I don't believe in what I'm saying. Like I'm just making up. I'll pretend that I'm upset because some guy cut me off, you know, the other day. You know, I'm not really upset about it. I am upset about it, but I'm trying to make it like an insane amount of craziness and to make it fun. It's the intensity that is put on.
Drivers would be a good one because I'm infuriated with drivers daily. You know, like if I have to do a parallel park out here to whatever, and I'm backing up into the spot, why does the next person have to pull up right up against me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you see I'm backing up into the spot here? Why are you?
Yeah, make a video.
Oh, I know. I'm building to one, and even after I got out of the car and I'm walking into the building, some car was making a right-hand turn on the corner right here. No, being just, I'm making my, and some guy come with a horn blare, like, you're in my way. Well, the guy's turning right. What did you expect? You know, like, or another thing I can't stand is, why is it when you're at a stoplight that the car that comes up behind you to stop must be like that close to your bumper?
Yeah.
You know, and you're looking in your rear view, and the people in the behind car are basically in your back seat. Like, why are you so close?
Well, because they want to make the light. Probably.
Yeah, but I'm in front of them, so how are they going to make the light unless I move? So they pull right up to my bumper, and they're, you know, like, I can see them talking. They're right there. They're in my back seat, and they I can't even see their headlights. They must be like inches from my car.
Yeah.
If you get rear-ended, you rear-ended me. It's a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Thank
Your docket's rear-ended.
So yes, I appreciate these rant videos because I
and that's the main thing is that people can relate usually, and there's Mark P. You know, sometimes the funniest thing, or you just I know what you mean. Yeah, you hate that. You know, it's what it's supposed to be.
You don't have to shout about it. Yeah, but yes, true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could really make them without shouting so much, but you know, they might not be so funny. It depends how mad I am that morning, but
trying to be a gangster rapper.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen them like reading books and stuff, and you look in the back rearview mirror and like, what are you doing back there? And they're fooling with stuff. I'm like, you know, like, I need something, but you're still 3 inches from my bumper. Why is that? You know, like once I was at a driving school or something or other, and they were saying, like, when you pull up to the car in front of you at a stoplight or whatever, you should be able to see that car's rear tires. Okay. I've always remembered that. But these people, and they're usually young people, but if you can see them in your rearview mirror, you can see who they are. They're young people. And then they pull right up to you. And I said, well, you can't see my rear tires. Shouldn't you be back about 10 feet?
Mm-hmm. Nobody followed. And a lot of people, newer drivers, don't even know these old tricks. Look at this. They get that close to you at the light, and they're the ones who will honk at you the instant the light turns green. Exactly. Oh, does that drive me nuts too? But you know, I made one of my rant videos about the worst thing when I'm going to make a turn in the turning lane. It's just a quick arrow, and the left turn arrow comes on. Person's asleep at the wheel. Maybe they're on their phone. Maybe they're talking, whatever, and you're waiting and waiting. Come on, the light's green. It's not going to be green very long. And then you got to honk them. They wake up. Oh, and then they speed and go around, and then they make it. Then it turns red.
Then it's red. Then
it's like
stuck.
you.
Thank you.
Oh boy, well, and that's real when I scream about that.
Well, the other thing is when once upon a time when the light turned yellow, that means, oh, guess what? Red light's coming up. Time to stop. That doesn't fly anymore. So like I'm kind of like, oh, yellow light. I slow down for the light. Whatever car is probably 18 lengths behind me in the opposite lane, and I'm already stopped for the light. They zing past me. The light's already turned red, and they
we do that.
were 18 lengths behind me. Like, how did you miss that light?
Yeah. Well, you made a video too about the service in the store when you did a sit down strike. Was that it was a video? Was it a video or did you do that live? What was that?
I probably did that live, but no,
live.
I did do the one about the rub down.
What did I say about the rub down?
Yeah, snubbed for a rub. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I answered that one. God, right, yeah. I said that was probably the worst things to get upset about, not getting a rub or something.
but still, when everybody in the line is getting their cart rubbed down, and my turn came, and the guy just stood there.
No, I didn't care about you. No.
They're like, the guy, fine. I'll take my chances, I guess. Yeah. Well, that's a really short one, a short rant. But somebody's left in the comments, I enjoy your rants. I went, well, thank you.
Some people do. And those are the smart people. It says here, Tom's saying about bumpy, unpaved roads. Oh, yes, there's a lot of them around here.
Well, a lot of, what do you call it, potholes. It's pothole season.
Yeah, a lot of potholes. Oh, it's terrible.
Me and Joe, we both need our blood pressure checked. we're in a
Mine's high. Hey, I have high blood pressure. I'm on pills and I still have high blood pressure.
Well, are you?
It's because of my weight. All right, look, guys, I know.
Oh, wow.
When I'm slim, I don't have high blood pressure. I haven't been slim for a while.
Well, see, this is your outlet to get some of this off of your chest.
Well, that's what I said in one of my videos. I believe that it's good to let it out, but you have to do it smart, because I told a story in one of my videos. It was one of my rants where I said people are always telling me, relax, you're going to get a heart attack. And I think it's good to let it out. But it is true that you can have a stroke or something too, because in the video I talked about a friend whose father got a stroke yelling. He had a tree, his neighbor's tree used to grow into his yard or something. And he got out, he started screaming one day and he just had one stroke. So, I mean, you do have to, I think you have to channel it right. Like, you have to know, you sit there and I'm going to yell. I'm going to think about it. Okay. And I'm going to do it, maybe register it more from the top of my throat rather than down here. You can channel, maybe you could use it better. It's like, I don't know, like you throwing a ball carefully a certain way, follow through, not just without thinking, and you twirl your arm. I don't know. Something like that. I hope.
No, there used to be a character here on morning radio called Mr. Stress, and he used to come on with rants. Why is this? Why is that? And they said, calm down, Mr. Stress. Have a cup of coffee and a Marlboro, and you'll all be all right.
Well, for sure. Sounds funny.
Same idea. Things that happen in life that infuriate you. And you got to talk about it. But you do it.
Right. And it's hard to do it calmly sometimes. Depends where you're from. Like, for example, there's another guy that you might, Vic DiBattista? Because if you don't, you better check him out. I think you'll like his channel. He's a comedian. He's older than us. Well, I don't know. I forget how old you are. I think you're older than me. But the thing is, and he has a thing called Ticked Off Vic. You can look it up. Look it up. Ticked Off Vic, VIC. And I was doing this before I discovered him. Anyway, and the reason I would somebody said to me in one of the comments, he said, Vic DiBattista, it's hard to say his name until you know it. Vic DiBattista called. He wants his act back. And the thing is, I'm like, look, pal, I was doing this before I knew about him. He doesn't corner the market on ranting. And what it turns out was, when I discovered him, I found out he also a lot of times rants in his car. It looks like my videos, because we do that, I guess. He does it the same reason, I presume, because I'm doing it, because I can't yell in here. I mean, I could yell in here, but I don't want my girlfriend to like, park somewhere and scream where it's secluded. You can yell in the car. So that's what he does. And this guy's, I was doing a couple of these before I even found about. This guy knows Vic, Tom. Before I even knew about him, I was doing this. And then I said, oh, he does the same thing. This guy's terrific. He's hilarious, this guy. He's a comedian. He's a stand-up comic. He does gigs around here, and he's also, I think he's from New Jersey. He's like New York, New Jersey, so he's like me. He talks like me. So it's like the same kind of temperament and the same kind of thing. So we're like, he's very funny. This guy. I mean, I think so. It might not be for everybody, but I think he's hysterical, and he rants about all these little mundane things as well.
Hey Joe, we're about to have a new joiner. About time.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, hello.
I think I know this guy. I think I know him.
Hey guys.
Hello, Matt.
Are
How y'all doing?
Right here?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah.
Hanging in there.
Hello, Matt.
Doing good. Am I coming over in sync, or am I doing?
Now we got you. We got you right now. And
a little. I think there's a bit of a. Do you have YouTube on?
Say that again.
Do you have YouTube on?
Yeah. How do I? What am I doing?
Just click it off. Just click it off.
Well,
okay, it's off now.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. I think it's a little bit delayed. I think with the responses. I don't know. I know there's a difference with. I don't know. Are you going through your phone? Or are you going through your laptop?
Computer.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, you're all right. The only thing is that what happens is there's a delay between when we're doing it, I guess, regular live, and when you see it on the playback on the screen of the computer.
Right.
So you're right on because you just responded to what I said right after. So you're right on.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
So we're good.
No, you guys are both coming through great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blast.
I used to be a Mountain Dew addict, but I quit many years ago.
Okay.
Oh, I hope to get there. I'm telling you, I'll say it again. I was good. This was the year. I know I've said it before, but 2020, I started the year and I said, this is the year. I'm doing it. I mean it this time. It's a whole new decade, so to speak. People, the decade doesn't really start until you get to 2021. It's like, look, the 2020s is good enough for me. Okay, right. 1980s, 1980, 1990s, 1990. But anyway, so I was going to do it. Everything was so good. I was going to be careful. And then all of a sudden this happened. I'm like, and I was doing good first couple of months. Like, I started doing like a lot of people. I'm like, I'm just going to, comfort food and stuff. And
I'm right there. I'm right there with you. I gave up Mountain Dew because of all the caffeine and sugar, but I'm addicted to Coke Zero. So
so what are we talking about then?
I think Coke Zero is very good. I'm impressed with Coke Zero. I like it.
Well, dare I say, back in the days when I was like, fanatical about reading labels and everything, I mean, they used to say Diet Coke. I don't know about Coke Zero, but Diet Coke could be worse even than regular Coke because of the aspartame,
right,
stuff. So I mean, look, I just want to get back to that person that nobody ever knew here because I was like that before I started making videos. Even I haven't done this in a long time, but I'd like to get back to that if I can. But now I'm like, why?
Why? What's the point?
And I know
the older we get, the hotter it gets. It's like
yes, and of course, it's not the right attitude to have anyway. But because if this thing ends, which I hope it does, then I'll be all the better for it. Well, I'll be going back to work tomorrow again. I still have I still work, but I've been taking a lot of time off home. I had some health problems. Like I always tell everybody, no coronavirus and nothing serious, but enough that I was just laying low for a while. And I went back a couple of days, and then I had a little problem, so I stayed home again. And now I'm ready again to go back. So tomorrow, and once I do that and start really moving around and doing things more, and hopefully abstaining from a lot of stuff, just drinking water. I'm here.
You're being good.
Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah.
Hey,
I
Matt,
just
do you
chugged a
remember,
Coke Zero not too long ago.
hey, Matt, do you remember Moxie or know of Moxie? Now that should be in your
Moxie. Oh, Moxie?
yes.
Yeah, I do. Ted Williams used to advertise that back in the old days.
Okay, have you ever had one?
No, I've never had Moxie. How is it?
You ever had medicine?
Medicine?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Is that what that's what it tastes like?
Medicine, yes.
That's like
Yeah,
the old Tab. Remember Tab?
Tab, yeah.
This is my first Baja Blast.
Yeah, how's that stuff?
Oh, that's different. And the first time I've had it, it tastes like Palmolive dish soap.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Oh, I don't know. I never tasted Palmolive dish
No.
soap, so I don't know.
I-
But I don't know if I ever had a Tab in my life. I think I might have had.
Oh, my mom used to drink that stuff all the time. Oh,
I think I might have had one. Yeah, I could taste
it wasn't aspartame in that. It was what's that other old sweetener?
Cyclamate.
Saccharin. No, saccharin.
Yeah.
What do you call?
Cyclamate. So that was banned because they thought
Yeah.
it was cancer.
It's bad for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
bad for you.
That
Everything's
stuff is-
bad for you.
It is bad. I mean, I had Pepsi yesterday. I mean, I'm supposed to have this stuff, you know. And
Yeah.
like I keep saying, to everybody, if and I realize that Doc keeps his videos up, so I realize this is anything he says is for permanent. But the thing is, I realize like if I ever could just, I've shown pictures before of myself in the past.
Oh, I've
when I
seen
was
them.
younger.
Yeah.
If I could ever just say, I'm older now, so you have to take that into account. But if I could just say, I am not having bread, I am not having carbs, I am not having soda or sugar,
Yeah.
and I'm going to keep on being physically active like I
Do the
am
best you
when I'm
can. Yeah.
I say, and if I do that, it'll be a whole different ball game. I'm very excited, but I just never. I do it and then I stop. I do it and I stop. That's what happens.
Yeah. No, I'm the same exact way. I mean, I would cut down on the breads, the pastas, the chips. I was eating chips, and my big thing is night eating. If I eat after dinner time before bed, that's the worst thing.
Yeah, I do that too.
I have to cut that out.
But you had I don't know, lost a lot of weight at one point.
I dropped 30, and when I saw you at the fest, I had been down, I was down 20. I went down another 10, but now I'm back up that 10. So I'm still down 20, but I still got 20 I want to go. So
right. But I definitely remember being blown away. So you look thinner, back at the fest.
Yeah. Yeah, but I still have a ways to go. I got if I could lose 20 or 25, I'd be happy. So
Hey, guess what? We got an early riser today.
Oh no. I know.
Oh,
He's had
There he
2
is.
hours early. What's wrong? What's wrong, Richard? Why are you up so early?
oh my God, you've been on for almost 2 hours?
Yes. Holy cow. Yes.
2 hours.
You have missed a lot of ranting.
hi, Richard.
Hey, Matt,
How you doing?
how you doing?
Good, good, good. I liked your butcher cover video. Very good.
Thank you. How you been?
Oh, doing good. Hanging in there. It's such a beautiful day out. I'd love to be able to go out to a nice restaurant and have a beer, but we can't.
Yeah, I was supposed to be going for a walk with my girlfriend. We were going to take a walk, and
that's nice.
I'm an early guy. I wanted to go out earlier, but then I saw that Doc was on, and I said, "Oh, let me stop here for a while."
Yeah.
1 hour later. Are you ready to go yet? No.
Yeah, this is a great day up here too, Joe, to get outside.
Yeah, it's really, really nice here.
How is it where you are, Doc?
Says, try the keto diet. I don't know what the keto diet is.
Oh, well, like I said, I know what to do.
Zero carb.
I just have to do it. I mean, I know what to do. I've done it before.
Yeah.
But a long time ago, but I did it. I just have to do it again,
Yeah. That's what I tell people is, especially my doctor, when he gets on my case, I say, I know what to do. I know what, it's common sense what you have to do. It's just a matter of doing it. So.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've gotten signals. I mean, I've got things that warnings, look, you got to do something, for myself, my body, and, You know.
Yeah. Mine was when my doctor put me on a higher level blood pressure medication. I said, "Oh boy, you better do something. I don't want to keep going the other way." And
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Wow, I'm on nothing.
Oh, good for you. Good.
At all, no.
No,
You're
I'm
the only one.
just.
You're the only one that isn't on something.
It's just like how we were saying before, how often you go to the dentist. Well, I haven't been to the doctors in that long either. So I could have 1,000 things wrong with me and not know it. And I'm at that age where I should be having pills lined up on my counter, but I don't.
Yeah.
How am I surviving? How am I getting by? I don't know.
Yeah, you're fortunate.
Maybe it's inherited.
Yeah. Well, genetics. Yeah.
I just found out because you said your mom's 100.
Mm-hmm.
How about Dad?
Oh, he died 15 years ago.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
He was about 88.
Well, that's still good.
Yeah.
And 15 years ago. So.
Yeah.
I enjoy your intro to Wings Over America, man. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, you like that one? Okay.
Yeah,
I still haven't gotten to that video. Don't spoil it for me.
It might be my last intro though, because I can't top that. So I think I have to move on.
I got to see it. Then some of these, I told you this in the comments. I think it's amazing how anybody when they start a channel, any of us, myself too, kind of more trying to figure it out, learn a little more reserved. Then as you go on, you get more comfortable. And now when I see you going into all of these characters, I love that. I love it. It's going crazy.
I joke when I first started doing Beatle videos, I was like a deer in the headlights. I was like, you don't know how to react or what to do. And then as you loosen up, like you said, you get more comfortable.
Yeah, you find your own niche.
And your personality comes out a little more.
Yeah. Well, I don't want mine to come out in the rants too much. That's what I want. No, I really have a problem with that because, I really have been thinking about not doing, taking them down, only because people. I don't want people just discovering. Think, oh, this guy is. I'll use the word.
If someone took the time to really get into your channel though and follow it and watch your videos, and see that your rant videos is a fun part of your personality. It's not, you're not serious. You're being kind of over the top silly, but it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, I never get that mad. Right, babe? No.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I lay it on thick for those, because it's funnier,
Except with Amazon for the delivery, right?
Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just did this one.
I do love your beverage reviews, Doc.
Last for you, Mark Mo.
I can't say I've had that one yet.
And one of my favorite was when Richard ranted. Remember about what people tell him to eat or lose weight?
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite ones. I'm going to eat what I want. You eat what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's true.
It's funny.
You can't force somebody to do something until someone's ready to make a change. They'll do it themselves.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mark.
Mangles McCartney, I'm sure.
Thanks, Mark.
Mark Mo.
Yes. I have to fix one of my McCartney albums. The spine is on upside down.
Oh, do you really? Yeah.
I don't like when they do that. Like it's a printing error or something. Like when all your stuff is all lined up and all the spine titles are like from up and down, and then all of a sudden, this one is backwards. I gotta.
Sergeant Pepper. Is Sergeant Pepper backwards?
Yeah, reads backwards. Yeah.
Hey, Mark Mo. Thank you. I assume you mean me, this Joe. Yeah. I finally, because I decided because of Let It Be, to get a bunch of Let It Be videos together, because it's true, I've never done this thing. It's not just about views, you have to do this because you really like doing it and because you have fun doing it. But after a time, you get used to it. If you get a lot of views, it's like I started noticing, wow, I do a Beatles thing, it'll get 1,500 views. Do an Elvis movie review, it gets 300 views. I'm like, but I'm not going to stop doing the Elvis reviews. But
no, if you enjoy it and other people enjoy it, you should keep doing it. I think I wouldn't worry about numbers,
and I do have them monetized, You know,
it happens with me with Power Pop. I'll do Beatles stuff, and it's like, yay! You do a Power Pop video, and you're lucky if you get 100 views. You know,
isn't that weird?
Yeah. So I just think people look for a topic they really enjoy or an album they truly love, and they hone in on it. You know.
Just to let Matt know, I need a new CD for the car, so I went over and got that one.
Ah, yeah, that's a great one. Yeah. That's a great album. Glad you like it.
It's sitting over by the side so I don't forget it Monday morning. It's just
isn't that a great little album? You know, it's got that 60s vibe, Beatles, psychedelic.
It's time for another listen, so I put it by the.
Yeah. Well, I'll listen to it tomorrow too. We can listen at the same time.
Good. We can have a listen. Whatever.
I'd like to sing a little number now, just a little piece of it. How kind of you to think of me when I was out of sorts.
There's a man who
That's
plays
a great
the team of Chaos.
Oh, such a man.
Oh, there's such a man.
That's a great. I love that album. What a great album that is.
Chaos.
Yes. I love that.
Richard's favorite. Richard loves that album.
Does he really?
I'm gonna go bang my head against the wall in a minute.
Richard, you don't like Chaos in Creation?
I can't stand it.
Oh,
I think it's the worst thing he ever did. I wish he never would have done it. I wish he never would have did it.
Yeah, these are little jokes we do. And of course, what your favorite song? I read the news today. Oh boy!
Oh, I knew he had an aversion to that song. I knew he didn't like that one.
Oh God!
If it was something like "Till There Was You" or something like that, I could.
He's like,
yeah, Matt's dad loves "Till There Was You."
Till There Was You. My dad loves that song. Yeah.
I don't know what people find so damn fascinating about that song.
I think Richard. Richard reminds me of Mr. Super Beetle. He's got to be the opposite of everything else, you know.
Yeah. Mr. Super Beetle, hey man. And who's the guy that you did that time when you said I forget who it was, I had the long hair. And he goes, I got so excited, my hair's going in my mouth and everything like that.
That's Cousin Lucius.
Oh, that's Cousin Lucius, right. I can't remember things. But Cousin Lucius.
How's Buddy Holly doing? I seen he had a moment.
Yeah, he fell over on me, but luckily he didn't bend or break.
What video was that in?
Which one was that?
Is that in the Wings Over America one?
Oh,
yeah, Wings Over America. Yeah,
I definitely have to get that going. You can't be.
Yeah, Buddy. I don't know if it was an omen or what, but Buddy just crashed to the ground. He's okay. The back is a little beat up the stand, but he's all right. I should have kept him like Joe keeps his Ringo without opening up the stand.
That stupid thing over there. Yeah, right. You noticed that, right? It's just leaning against the door. But the funny thing about that one is it kind of. Let me see if I could show you with a CD case. It kind of like goes like this. Like if it's standing up like that, it'll like bend forward like that.
Okay.
And I gotta straighten it up, but it keeps like going forward like this. So like, I don't know why there's like a bend in the middle.
There's a fold. Yeah, the fold. That's the Buddy Holly one, and my Elvis one has the same thing. Yeah.
2x4 to the back of it. That here's everything. You just got back trouble.
Yeah.
Mike Mason might come on camera. Mike Mason, make sure you bring a picture of Patricia Heaton in that negligee when you come on.
When are we going to have a return of?
Is that Patricia from Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah.
Oh, my wife and I have been getting into that show big time lately.
Oh yeah, that's my girlfriend and I for a long time. We're kind of over it now, but we were like watching it for a couple of years.
We're in the binge watching phase of that show.
Oh yeah, so are they like new to you? These episodes are they kind of new?
Fairly new. When it was on in the '90s and early 2000s, I would watch it a little bit, but not. I wasn't dedicated to it, but now I really love it, and I'm going crazy.
Our favorite. I like Robert, the brother, and my favorite. Favorite like episode. We laugh all the time. Did you ever see? There's one when what is it again? Ray has to take control of the checkbook and has to try to like pay the bills and everything. I'm not going to spoil the end, but there's this kind of pantomime scene at the end at the bank when I can't do it, where he's got to get to the bank and put money in the bank before his wife gets. She's on the teller line and he's outside the ATM and he's trying to put the cash in while she's trying
before
to.
Before she goes up to the counter. Yeah,
yeah.
We haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah,
it's like I kind of like it without any sound. It's like just the music playing of the bank music, and like he's going through all of this outside, and he's trying to get the thing working, and she's inside at the line. It's a race against time, and I think that's so funny.
I love that show. I'm not into Raymond.
Oh, I wasn't when it was on. It took in the repeats. Sometimes I got into it. Yeah. How about The Fly? The woman that eats the fly. You see that one?
No, we're only up to like 2 seasons so far.
Are you watching them on TV, or are you watching them?
Well, there's on our cable service, there's something called Peacock now. NBC has a streaming service.
Oh,
I don't know if you've heard of Peacock, but all the old NBC shows are available on there.
Yeah.
That's one. Which is, they're at there. It starts out there at dinner or something. They come to that. They're at the house for dinner, and they're all sitting down eating dinner. And then they go to, and Robert's got a new girlfriend or something. And then they go to, they're off clearing the dishes, and she kills a fly on the table when she's by herself and eats the fly. Ray's the only one that saw it. And he's like, I won't spoil the rest. That's the beginning.
You haven't even gotten to the good. You haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. It's the good one.
Yeah, no, we're really enjoying it. It's like you said, the brother's funny, the mother's funny. Marie, it just cracks you up.
Yeah, I never really see that Peter Boyle isn't fitting into that role to me, but
he's perfect. He's so funny.
I love him. I think he's great.
And now an offshoot of that is the King of Queens, which I've never watched, but I'm going to get into that one.
Oh, you know I love that, right?
Yeah. I knew you have the box set.
Yeah, I was going to pull the box from under here, but you've seen it already. So
yeah. No, that's a great.
I love
box.
that show. Forget it. I've gotten to the point where that's my favorite show.
I think I'll go with that one next with the spinoff.
Can you get the discs out without ruining your cuticles?
Yeah. Oh boy. I can't believe you spent that much money on that set and it came like that. That's ridiculous.
The monster set.
Yeah.
That's insane. That is insane. It was a lot of money. I can't remember because it was 8 years ago, but it was. I'm pretty sure it was at least $200. You know, maybe more. But
the quality control was lacking there, I guess.
I mean, but you know, I wound up fixing the disc. What I did was, I usually I don't ever touch the disc, CD or DVD, but if you have to, rarely you do. So what I do is, like on this one here, you know, I take the bottom, and they always said, like, if you're going to clean it, you're supposed to like go from the, not in a circular motion, you're supposed to go like from the outside, the inside out or something. So anyway, I put some warm water, then I did hot water on that glue. And I was doing it differently. But this one, I was rubbing the edge. I couldn't get it off doing it the right way. So I was like rubbing the edge with a tissue and hot water. And it really wasn't coming off very well. So I finally said, well, look, let me do the unthinkable. I'll get Windex, which I would never in a million years do that. And I put the Windex on the disc, and that took it off. And there were other marks that I couldn't get off even with the water, other scuffs, everything. The scuffs, the marks, the fingerprints, the glue, everything was like brand new, shiny, perfect. Yeah, I played the disc last night, and it played through all the way.
Oh, it did. So that one's not affected. That's good.
No, it's worked out good.
Yeah,
it was caked with glue. You held it up to the camera, and you could just see that.
Yeah, you could see it on the edge. Yeah, it was awful.
The fingerprints.
I mean, you're spending that kind of money. I mean, there should be a better packaging system.
Okay, Mike, I got your message, by the way. You did your first video of what you own on TV shows. Okay, I'll check that out.
Hi, Kimbo.
Hey, so Doc, have you already covered the new monkeys here today, or what?
Well, we haven't talked. We've talked everything to driving to to pop and stuff. You know?
What do you mean new monkeys? What do you mean new monkeys?
Oh, the new monkeys. attempt at recapturing the.
It's all monkeys now.
Yeah. It only lasted 13 episodes. It was gone.
No, the Windex worked. It didn't harm anything. I played it through the extra. I watched the movie, the extra features, everything that was on the disc. I would never do that. Under normal circumstances. But another thing that's happening, I'm noticing, is with my Blu-rays, some of them will play in the player, and some of them will not play in the player. And I know it's the player. It's not. I bought this Blu-ray player at Sony in 2009.
Right.
So it's 11 years old, and it's finicky now about playing this. But sometimes you might go back another day with the same disc, and maybe it'll play. So I think it's the player. I think it's time to get a new player if they still make them, and if the stores are still open to go in and buy one.
Yep.
No,
Yes,
Doc, have you listened to Rinse the Raindrops again?
No, not in your life.
Now I like that song. I'm with you there, Richard.
I love that song.
There's a couple on that album that I can tolerate, Richard, but not too much. Maybe 3 songs I like.
You got to give it a chance, man. It's a beautiful.
I gave it a chance.
I will do it for you, Richard. I will give it one more.
Thriving Pain.
That's where the pain comes in. Just
you hate Thriving Pain, but you love Chaos and Control.
One day on Talk More Talk. What titles to use? What do I have to do where I can't say Talk More Talk? Anyway, Talk More Talk. When we do that, that's going to be one of our Another Listens series where we give an album that's kind of got a bad rap.
I'd like to hear all your takes on that.
Yeah,
I'm going to be there defending Paul and arguing with everything you say.
Well, you were there for Piss to Play, that's for sure.
Be careful, Richard. They might block you if you get in there and start mixing it up too much.
Pitch to Play. I don't like that one. That's a decent album.
Which one? Press to Play?
Yeah.
I like that more than Driving Rain, but
I hate it less than I hate Driving Rain.
That's a way to put it. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's good. It's not his greatest stuff, but I think it's good.
All right. So where does Pipes of Peace fit in? Is that better than those two, or in the middle?
I love Pipes of Peace.
Do you? Yeah.
Excuse me, Mark P. I know what you mean about the firmware updates, but these particular discs are not all new. Weren't all new discs. They were older discs. Some of them. It's just there's no rhyme or reason to it. These are discs that my one of them was actually Skyfall. James Bond. I think came out. I don't know what year it came out on disc. 20. Help me. What's Skyfall? What year was that? 2000.
Skyfall.
Well, Spectre was the last one. Was 2015, right? So it was the one before that. But anyway, I had been able to play that in this player when I first got the disc. Then I didn't play it for a number of years, and I tried playing it. And I put it in like 4 or 5 times, and it wouldn't. Different days, and it wouldn't play. Then suddenly one day it played.
Yeah, go figure.
It's like
I'm terrible at technology, so I couldn't help with any of that technical mumbo jumbo stuff.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying my Waltons. I'll tell you that. I don't care what anybody says. We're having a great time with that. That is.
I've never even watched them.
Yeah, they're new to me too. I mean, even though I might have seen them episodes when I was a kid, I don't even know them by heart or anything. So they're all fresh.
That's when I mainly remember them from back when they were coming out in real time. I haven't watched in decades though.
Yeah,
but it was good. I remember it as being a good experience watching them.
Yeah, it's very wholesome and good values and family and
right.
And it's in the Great Depression, so in a way it's not completely. It's kind of going through a tough time now,
right?
So kind of like it's kind of a good time to watch.
Right.
Yeah, so you can watch in real time when Richard Thomas's mole moves from one side.
Yeah, you say that, but that doesn't really happen, does it? Who said that? Somebody.
I don't know. I couldn't answer that.
It does happen. It just kind of
like it.
No.
You like the Nelsons?
You say the Nelsons. You're
The
talking
show,
about Ozzy and
the TV show.
Yeah.
Ozzy and Harry. Boy, I never watched them enough.
Yeah, that was
to
before
know.
my time. Before my time, I didn't really
Yeah,
watch it.
Richard.
Basically, the
I kind of like them. I don't know if it's just because I like Ricky Nelson, but
When I grew up, it was all those silly shows like Gilligan's, Hogan's Heroes.
yeah, I
all
can't
that
stand
stuff.
Gilligan. I can't stand.
Yeah, I don't like Gilligan. I cannot take Gilligan's Island. You would think I would like that but I love the theme song. I was thinking of buying one of the seasons, the later seasons, just to get the theme song.
What's that one? Oh,
Ozzy and Harriet.
Yeah.
Tanner Johnson. Hello.
Yeah, I've seen episodes, but never saw the whole series. Like I say, it came out in the late 50s, early 60s. I was too young.
Somebody gave me this. They thought, I don't want to watch this anymore. Here, you can have it. And I watched it. To me, it's like the Ozzy Nelson show. Always
really?
part of this thing. It's Ozzy does this, Ozzy does that. I'm going like, I thought it was like the whole family or something. But
Yes, Kimba owns a lot of TV shows.
Yeah, I think Kimber likes the older stuff like that, and I know she likes Father Knows Best. I never watched any of that.
Donna Reed show or Danny Thomas show.
Mike has all 3 seasons of Gilligan's. I don't have the DVDs, but I've seen all the episodes.
No, my 3 sons, please.
Any of you guys,
I don't understand that.
any of you guys around my age, Doc and Joe, did you watch shows like Emergency and Adam 12 in the early 70s?
Oh, not really for me. I know about them.
Yeah.
I watched the Rookies a little bit.
Oh, the Rookies, yeah.
The only thing I like Gilligan's Island is the episode Elf, when Elf is on Gilligan's Island. Now that I like that.
Alf.
Yeah.
Alf
was never on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, he was. There was an episode where he was obsessed with Gilligan's Island.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
That's an actual Alf episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, on the show Alf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going like, what?
Was that the one with the puppet alien, Alf?
Yeah.
There was one, I think, when he was meeting Elvis or something. I don't watch Alf, but I never watched it. There was something about Elvis. Elvis was still alive or something. He saw Elvis or something. What the heck is that? Where's that coming from?
Tim, I remember you saying you love Father Knows Best.
Lost in Space. That was another.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I still can't get. Every time I try to watch those episodes, I like them. I've seen them all at some point. But I mean, whenever I go on a binge and I say I'm going to go from the first episode all the way to there's 83 episodes, I never finish it.
Yeah. God, I saw those episodes over and over again when I was younger.
You run into the ones with like the knight chasing the dragon.
Oh no! Oh God, help me!
Like when they say vegetable rebellion, it's the worst episode over.
But I actually like that. See, I heard her say help me with the dragon, but I like the vegetable rebellion because I like season 3. I love season 3. That's my favorite season. But 2 I don't like. Is a season I can't take.
How many total seasons did they have?
There's 3.
3.
Yeah.
But so some of those season 2 ones are just like unwatchable.
Yeah, it's a 2. It's something about season 2.
Mr. Kid, no.
Bad, huh?
Hate that one. Peter Packer. He wrote the worst episode.
Yeah, Peter Pan. This is true, but I think some of them I liked in the 3rd season, though. I think he wrote them. Like, did he write the one with the space destructors? That's the one with the Dr. Smith machine that makes all the Dr. Smith clones.
Yes, Will falls into the machine and comes out as the Dr. Smith. I love that.
There's a little Dr. Smith.
I haven't seen him in years. But
Jonathan Harris himself, Peter Packer, one of our best writers. And I'm going,
I got to meet Jonathan Harris, which was a thrill.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Where did you meet him?
That was in 1990. He was at the Chiller Theater Convention in 1990.
Yeah.
And I have his autograph. I didn't get a photo. What was I thinking back then? So I did get a nice still signed by him.
Good. Yeah. You still have it somewhere? You still keep it?
Oh yeah. That's the thing too, because I can't showcase everything in this room,
Right.
And I'm focusing mainly on a music Beatles theme here. That's why when I make my music videos, I wish I had another space so that I could just decorate the room in movies, like
TV
things.
Like a movie motif.
Yeah. Because I don't want to shoot them like this. I don't want to shoot them like this. So I have like a poster. You might see.
I know you bring out your Omega Man poster. Yeah. I love that.
And I kind of tilt the camera a little bit just to highlight the bookcase. I try to do a little different, but not much I can do.
Yeah.
So
do different angles and things.
And it's funny because I know a friend of mine, I got a chance to meet, this is not unrelated, but Hunts Hall from the Bowery Boys, who was, I didn't know, this was a long time ago, before he died. I wish I would have known, because I would have liked to meet that guy. He was at a baseball card show, of all things, this guy from the Bowery Boys.
No kidding.
That would have been pretty cool, getting to meet him.
You met some really cool people, Joe.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I got around and I had the chance to do so and meet some people. Just about almost everything that I enjoy, I got somebody to meet and say hello to in that field, like All in the Family. Like I managed to meet Rob Reiner, and stuff. So there's somebody, in there.
Did Rob Reiner sign anything for you? Or?
Well, the beautiful thing about that was, I say beautiful thing, was one time I went to an off-Broadway show.
Right.
And in 1993, it was called the Blue Man Group. I don't know if you know that.
It's been up Boston way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went there, and actually somebody took me there for my birthday.
Wait a minute, not that stupid Blue Man Group, but the people that paint their faces.
That's the stupid one, exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's what you went to?
Well, it turned out very good, because as I was leaving, it's a small theater. It doesn't hold many people because it's a small place. And as we're filing out in the lobby, and we're just looking around, and there's Rob Reiner in the audience. He went to see the show. He was he went to see the show. So I came out and I said, it would be all right if I had a photo with you. And he said, oh, sure. It was very nice, So we took a photo, and back then was me at my absolute skinniest. I mean, I got bones popping out of my shoulders, And I'm next to Rob Reiner, who's kind of big. So I'm there. And then about a year later, he just happened to be on the David Letterman show, and I used to go hang out at the David Letterman show to get autographs. So I had him sign the photo. I blew it up,
nice.
And I made an 8x10 photo of us, and then he signed it. I remember he just went. He goes, "Who's this?" He's pointing at me. "Who's this?" And I go, "Is that you?" And I said, "Yeah, that's me and you." And he goes, "When was this?" And I said, "The Blue Man Group." And he goes, He goes, "I got you." He goes, and he signed it. And it was great. I used to see a lot of people at the Letterman show, but some of them would sign, some of them wouldn't. I saw Art Garfunkel, but he wouldn't sign.
Oh, really?
Sean Connery, but he wouldn't sign.
Oh, that would have been a nice one.
Yeah.
Blow up that Al Lewis one.
That was great. Al Lewis.
The Al Lewis one is cool. The Al Lewis one is cool.
What a thrill that was, because being a fan of the Munsters I must have seen him 3 times, that guy.
LNC Records has some cool Al Lewis stuff too.
You got to hang out with Al Lewis 3 times.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because he had a restaurant, an Italian restaurant in Greenwich Village. So we went there and had dinner, and he was there. He would always be there. And he would just come around. He'd say, "How everybody enjoying the meal? How was it?" "Oh, very good, Grandpa. Thank you." One time I joked around. I said, "Grandpa, you think you could mix me up a batch of nothing muffins?" And
you called him Grandpa? Did you say?
Well, that's what he called himself. Grandpa.
That's kind of a term of endearment.
And he said it with an M. It was spelled like Grandpa's restaurant. That was the name of the restaurant.
When Joe hung out with Grandpa Munster.
Yeah, Grandpa Munster, and. So I saw him a few times. So I said, "You mix me up some muffin muffins." He goes, "I don't think he even knew what they were, but he goes, especially for you, I'll do that." And we went there a few times, and it was just so cool. I remember one time I was like in heaven, because I'm a big Charlton Heston fan, and I got Charlton Heston's autograph at NBC Studio one morning, and then for lunch after that we went to Grandpa's, and I got to take a
Yeah.
photo with him. It was like
Wow,
most amazing. In
that's
one
somebody
day.
I would have loved to have met, Charlton Heston. That would have been great.
Oh boy, I tell you, what a gentleman. Regardless of like politically how everybody feels. I mean, he was an old school gentleman, classic.
Right, he's old school, right? And he's one of those old time movie guys that has a lot of class, you know.
Yeah.
But I love his movies. I can't think of a bad Charlton Heston movie. Well, maybe if I really thought about it.
I remember I said to him, I didn't know at the time, his least favorite movie he ever made, he said, was his version of Call of the Wild, which I've never seen.
Okay. Yeah.
And in his autobiography, he says, if you ever catch it on TV, see it on TV, please don't watch it. He wrote in his biography. So the thing is, he didn't like doing the sequel to Planet of the Apes either.
Right.
You know, beneath the Planet of the Apes. So that's what I had a photo from, a picture of him from that. So it was. I didn't expect this. I just thought it was great.
Yeah.
Like I asked for his autograph. He said sure. And he asked me, and what's your name? I didn't expect him to ask me my name. So
it
was nice. So he signed it to Joe. And then I said, I'm sorry that the pictures from Beneath the Planet of the Apes, your least favorite movie. He goes, not my least. He said, I didn't know at the time Call of the Wild was really
the one. Yeah. Speaking of that movie, what do you think of Beneath the Planet of the Apes? Was that a letdown for you after the great first one?
Me?
Yeah. Any of you? What do you think of that?
Well, for me, growing up, I loved it. It was my absolute favorite movie as a kid.
Really?
But now I realize all its flaws. But that's weird. I don't know if you get like this with some things like record albums or anything, but I would rather watch when I do a marathon. Sometimes I do, even though the first movie is the classic, the classic. I can't wait to get it over with. It's like, I want to see the sequels. Everybody knows we love the first one.
Yeah. No, I think I'm in the same boat as you. When I was a kid, the Planet of the Apes movies just like blew me away. I was just so amazed by even Conquest and Battle for the Planet of the Apes. Any of the ones with Roddy McDowell like just knocked me out. But now that I'm older, I look back on some of them. I go,
I still will defend the sequels. Or that's a whole other video or something.
Yeah.
There we go.
That the original?
No, I mean.
I was going to say which edition. I was going to ask you which edition is that because I didn't recognize that cover.
That's all the movies.
Oh, I got everything there. Yeah.
And then speaking of Roddy McDowell, like I had an experience with Roddy McDowell, I guess sort of like your experience with Ringo, Matt, in a way, because somebody told me, Roddy McDowell is going to be. This was in 1992. So I just turned 30 at the time anyway. And he said he's going to be at a mall and he's going to be signing a new book. He had a book of photographs and it wasn't publicized. So nobody was there, but once in a while people would see it was him and then line up. But so he was there and I had, photos, autographs, and whenever there were moments where it was quiet, when nobody, I didn't intrude when there was a line. But at times it would fade down. There'd be nobody there. You were waiting for it to build up. And I talked to him for like 45 minutes in between. Yeah. And, for somebody that grew up with these movies and to talk to Roddy McDowell.
He was like a hero when I was a kid.
That was just incredible,
Yeah.
That would make a video today. Just me and Roddy McDowell.
Yeah,
right. That's the thing too.
That's for your movie channel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad that
How was he as a person? Was he pretty?
Very nice gentleman. Very nice.
I remember you as the bookworm in Batman.
I didn't mention that though, but we mentioned some other movies and appearances, other things that he'd done. Yeah, you really. It just was a thrill, what can you say? And then, it goes on forever because then Kim Hunter, who played Zira in Planet and the first three movies, I got to do an interview with her back in the day. Me and my friend, we kind of did a little fan magazine, and we wound up actually being invited to her apartment in the Village. And I have a picture of that too somewhere around here. One day I'll get to this.
Would be all great stuff for the movie channel there. You could
you could put this stuff.
I did all right with the Apes actors. I'll tell you the ones I did. I talked to. I got to go over her apartment. I came home one day. I had written her a letter asking her for an interview on the phone, and she's on my answer machine is a message saying, "This is Kim Hunter. she says, how about if you come to my apartment? I'm thinking, oh my, I couldn't believe this. So I have it all. I still have the whole audio tape interview and photos in the apartment with her Oscar for Streetcar Named Desire sitting there and everything.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. And other people I talked to was Linda Harrison, who played Nova in the first two movies. We became friendly.
Yeah.
And talked to her and interviewed her. And then also James Gregory, who was a character actor. He's best known for on Barney Miller. He plays the lieutenant, is it? The old guy. What's his name? He's like, hey, Barney.
Backing up already.
How you doing, Barney? What's going on? I forget the name of him. He used to come in on Barney Miller.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one too much.
He's in all kinds of movies. He played in the second movie Beneath. He played General Ursus with the gorilla that was the army leader with the helmet. In the second movie.
Oh, was it Aldo Ray?
Hmm?
Oh, maybe I'm off on that. I thought the actor was Aldo Ray.
No, James Gregory.
Oh, James Gregory.
And he was in Manchurian Candidate. He was in everything. Twilight Zone. He's one of those guys. He was in everything, but he wasn't like a big name. But he was in everything.
The ones I'm jealous of are the picture with Carly Simon and the picture with Linda.
Oh yeah. I got lucky with I didn't get lucky with Carly Simon. I got lucky meeting Carly Simon.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go down there, and what was cool is you'd be down at NBC studios just hanging out. Maybe somebody was there you wanted to meet, but you didn't realize other people were going there in and out for interviews. And like Carly Simon was there one day. I didn't even know she was there. I managed to get a photo with her, which was nice.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
I love
Isabella
Carly.
Rossellini, just certain people that were there. They were coming in and out.
Yeah, there's a high traffic area of celebrities down in those areas,
Yeah, and you don't always recognize me. There was one time at the time I thought I forget who I was waiting for, and this old guy hunched over comes over and he says to somebody else, he says, "You guys waiting for me?" And he says, "Oh yeah," "Oh yeah, we didn't see you." So he signed it. I'm like, I didn't get a chance, and I goes back on the elevator. Who was that? And Larry Hagman. I didn't even know it was him.
Yeah, but in his later years, huh?
Yeah.
You know what's scary about this Planet of the Apes that I've made?
Wow.
I've even put in the Tim Burton one.
No, God, no.
Tim Burton.
Oh, I waited 30 years for that piece of shit.
Did you say you put that in there, or it came with it? Did they come with the set?
This was a set I had made.
Oh, you made the set. Oh, okay.
I collected them all and put them in one thing.
Right. Gotcha now.
I even put in the Tim Burton one. Oh, what was I thinking?
I didn't like that one. No.
I hated that thing with a passion. I didn't mind the new ones, ironically enough, because
I was just going to ask you guys, what do you think of the new series?
I actually didn't mind it. I actually liked it. I thought they had their minds in the right place with regard to paying respect, more or less, to the originals series.
Right. You got all three guys.
Oh yeah, there it is. Ironically, I didn't care for the last one so much. I like the middle one the best, Dawn.
But the first one was excellent. Kind of like came from in the beginning. It kind of tied up a lot of loose ends. Like how did the apes get so smart anyway? That sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm one of those guys that we're gonna have these conversations all day. Oh no. To me, I'm like they had no tie-in with the original series. That's my opinion. Even if luckily they made enough blunders that it couldn't fit, like them leaving in what was it? The year they left space or something in the first movie couldn't have been the Charlton Heston crew.
Oh, when the apes came back.
They left in originally they left in 1972 in the first film, not in 2000 or whatever 10 or whatever it was.
Yeah, what was that one?
Rise and the Icarus, the name of the ship, the Icarus something. Not
Escape from the.
Are we talking about the new ones?
I thought we were talking about the old ones.
No, I thought we were talking about the new ones. You know what? I think I misunderstood you, Doc. I thought you were saying that the new ones tie into the old ones.
Well, it's kind of like a reboot, except it shows how the apes got smart, how they took over, and that sort of thing. I enjoyed that instead of having apes are smart right off the bat. Of course, the end part. Like, oh, we were on Earth all the time. Whatever.
Don't spoil it.
Spoilers.
So many of these movies, it's hard to believe that there's ever a time when people were surprised, like like they didn't know in Planet of the Apes they're probably on Earth, or in Psycho of all films. How the heck do you not know?
Yes, that's the one with Wahlberg, with Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, that piece of garbage.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. And I'm usually pretty forgiving with movies, but that one I didn't like.
Yeah, I was a diehard for years. I wanted to make another one. I even tried writing a script a couple of times in my life, and I still, as a diehard fan, what I wanted them to do was take off after the Battle for the Planet of the Apes, the last one. I thought there's a lot of places you could go after that. The original series, but nobody was of that mind.
Yeah.
They just wanted to start a whole new reboot.
I saw Battle of the Planet of the Apes in a drive-in theater. I thought it was amazing.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Seeing it in the drive-in. I got to see
70. What year that was? 73.
73. Yeah, 73. Yeah. I saw Conquest. I got to see Conquest the first one.
That was a good one.
In a theater. And Battle in the theater, and then I didn't see the first ones until they came back for Go Ape. They had the marathon. You see all 5 in a day.
Yeah,
and I went for that, so I saw all 5 of them.
I don't like movies, so I have I don't have anything to add.
Oh, I'm sorry, Richard.
Well, Richard, don't feel bad. I mean, I'm like somewhere in the middle. I'm not as extreme as like Joe knows his movies. I think Doc knows his movies and stuff really well. I'm somewhere in the middle. I've been a TV and movie guy to some point, but then I've missed a lot of stuff over the years.
No, you seem to be pretty well versed in a lot of this.
Yeah, once you guys get going on some of the stuff, then my memories start working again. But some of this stuff I haven't thought about for years, Worst of the original 6 Planet of the Apes.
Well, there were only 5 original ones. Which one are we talking about?
Anything from the first one with Charlton Heston to what's the last one here?
Well, a lot of people don't see the Apes films the way I see them, but that could be a whole other hours.
I remember the third one having an emotional impact on me. I was so sad, like when that guy killed the mother and then shot the baby ape.
Yeah.
It had an effect on me. I was 71 or 72 ago.
Yes, that's a 71 one. Yeah.
I was only like 9 or 10 years old. I remember being freaked out by that.
Ricardo Montalban was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He played the circus guy. Yeah.
That was before Fantasy Island.
I was affected by that movie. I was all emotionally in turmoil.
Well, they all have like depressing endings, all of them.
Yeah.
Like Chaos and Creation.
Mama.
Yeah, Mama.
No, wait. That thing's just depressing all the way through.
Oh, come on. It's good to see Paul in that state for once in his life. Vulnerable state, I think, in my opinion.
I missed that, Joe. What was
Chaos and Creation being depressing.
I said it's like Chaos and Create.
It's certainly his more reflective and more of an album where he really opens up emotionally in it. But I think it's just overall a great album. I love it. That's just me, though. Just me.
I just don't like
it's not just you.
I just don't like the album. Don't like the album as a whole. I don't like the way it sings.
What I don't understand. So please tell me. Give me what are the great things you like about Driving Rain? I'm open ears here. What do you like about it, Richard? Driving Rain.
I think the songs are. I like the songs better. I think they're more.
Yeah.
I think they're more fun. They're more positive.
Well, they're certainly a lot more positive in nature than on Chaos, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I think Your Loving Flame is a beautiful song.
Oh,
the lyrics are kind of trite, but
the lyrics are okay, but the song overall, I think, is cool.
What am I to do?
Paul forgot
if I don't have you. I'll be sad and blue.
From a lover to a friend. From a lover to a friend is great.
Will you love me too?
I could write that.
Love me too. It's just them saying the same stuff over and over.
Love me too.
A great album. It's filler. It's a lot of filler.
What's that song that's kind of the song that's kind of country-fied on Driving Rain? I can't think of the title right now. The one that's I Like You. Bum 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 da 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 da.
Your Way.
Your Way. That one I can tolerate.
I like Your
Way. Your
You
way's
see
okay.
that's interesting. You should say that because I mean, I've only given it a few chances, and I don't hate it as much now as I did then.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
better. But I know I was listening to a radio show, Beatles radio show. Rob Leonard does a radio show, and he played a song. I didn't know what it was because I wasn't that familiar with that album. And I said, "This is not a bad song, but I don't know where this is from." And he said, "That was Your Way." At the end, he said, "It was Your Way from Driving Race." Oh, okay, that was all right.
Yeah.
And of course, I like Rinse the Raindrops, which I know Doc loves. Rinse the Raindrops from you.
I can't sing it because I'll blow my voice out.
I can tolerate Rinse the Raindrops.
It's a bunch of noise.
Oh, it's like Paul's modern day Helter Skelter, just him screaming his head off.
The other one I can kind of tolerate, I'd like to hear your take on it, guys, is Magic. The one about Linda and the clubs. Do you like that one? I can tolerate.
I like Magic.
I remember thinking last time I played. I remember thinking that was one of the better ones, but I don't know it well enough to know it. But I remember that one was a good one.
Yeah.
I really don't dislike or hate any of the songs except She's Giving Up Talking. I really don't like that one. I think that one's like all over the place.
I'll tell you which Magic I like. Ringo's album. What's my name?
Oh yeah, that's a great song.
One of those things, it's magic.
Is that the one he wrote with the guy from Toto? What's his name?
Lukather.
Lukather. I think Lukather had a hand
I wasn't impressed with it, but I have to get another listen.
I do like that. I love that album. I mean, not to go off topic away from Paul, but I do love the new Ringo album. It's fantastic.
It's funny how things sometimes you don't know at the time. I'm talking in gobbledygook, but I'll make sense in a minute. Things don't seem a certain way at first, and later on you didn't know, but then in retrospect, like in other words, Ringo's album, I loved it. Came out in late 19.
Yeah,
I thought it was very. What I liked about it, I thought it was very like upbeat, up tempo, fun, positive, exhilarating, and then we got COVID. So it's almost like my mind always makes like a relation like that. Like I'm thinking, wow, that when I hear that album, it reminded me of the last, just before we went over. That was the last, hurrah kind of thing before this started. I just started.
When I hear that album now, it reminds me that I was supposed to see Ringo next month, and now I'm not.
That's right. Yeah, I was supposed to see him June, I think 5.
Yeah, I was going to see him June 14th or something.
He was supposed to come here July 20th. Now he has rescheduled his show for next year.
Yeah, a year from now. I can't think that far ahead. That's too far ahead.
Next year.
I didn't get I didn't take a refund. I decided just to hold it over till next year.
Yeah, I'm holding on to the tickets, so I'm hoping I'm still here next year.
On Paul's birthday next year. Maybe that'll be good luck. Maybe that'll be good luck. He rescheduled it for Paul's birthday next year, so maybe that'll be good luck.
Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully it happens.
I missed out on Frankie Valli. He was supposed to be here a month ago, and will he be here at all next year?
I gotta tell you, this is horrible. Sometimes on my live chats, this question comes up, and people say, "Oh, what do you think? Paul may not have to perform again now if this kicks up, live." And I said, "Well, at this point, it might be a blessing in disguise." And I know that's risque to say, but because I've been thinking for a while, I just, for me, he's his own man. He's got to do what he wants. I know that. He doesn't owe anybody an explanation. He's got to do what he likes.
Right.
But for me, as a fan, I wish he just would not tour anymore. And maybe, like I jokingly said, since he's home, maybe even make McCartney 3. Or something. Or do something, a really knockout album or something. I'd rather do.
It's a double-edged sword for me because no matter how sensitive I'll try to be talking about Paul's voice and try to be respectful of him, you're always going to get those people who go, "What are you talking about? Why can't you show what
you did very well too. I noticed. I could notice you trying not to.
You try
step
not
on
to,
toes.
It's like you're walking that double-edged sword. Like you don't want to criticize the guy because I love the guy. I mean, anything he does, I'm happy that he's doing it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think he did a great job. It probably was more positive than I'm going to be because When I watched, it was really hard for me. That performance was really hard for me. I almost wanted to cry after that performance.
It wasn't as bad as the Saturday Night Live. Maybe I'm amazed.
Well, I've actually never seen that, but for me,
don't see it.
but for me, that was probably the worst performance from Paul.
I think like Mark P just said, let's focus on get him focusing on some new material and getting some stuff from the studio out there. Maybe do an occasional live appearance, but I think the days of doing these massive tours for him should be over.
Yeah, I think so too. And as I say, we're not his boss.
Right.
Bosses. He could do what he wants, but
right.
In my opinion, I think I would like to see him. Maybe if he does, this will force him not to do it. Anymore.
Yeah.
So. The Olympics was bad. The Olympics.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't know about it. For some reason, I didn't see that Saturday Night Live appearance. Probably better.
It was the 40th, I believe, right? The 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Olympics.
That was probably worth
the Olympics. Mark's piece said.
Mark's right. The Olympics was kind of I had. This is a tough thing. Tell me if you guys can relate to this. You get these people in my life. They know I'm a Beatles fanatic. So what they do is after London Olympics happened, after Saturday Night Live happened, after this COVID-19 show happened, I think they gain pleasure from coming up to me and going, "Hey, Paul, you sounded pretty bad the other night, huh?
Sure. I get that from people, sure.
Just to tuck it to me. And I feel like saying to them, I do say to them, I say, where were you during the 2002 tour when he sounded great? Did you go see him in 2005? Did you go see him in 2009?
I saw him in front row.
Did you go see him in 2013?
And he was.
Yeah, I try to tell them that you've had numerous opportunities to see this man at the peak of his performing career, and you missed out on it. And now you're going to criticize him because he just did a performance for the Olympics only a few years ago, or this. He's 78 years old, gonna be, and you're gonna crit. I just wanted you guys. It drives me crazy when people love to jab you about.
Well, usually it's from a hater or for me, or somebody that wants to dangle something in your face. And the thing what I do is, if I happen to agree with them, I say to them, "Yeah, he was bad." And they have no satisfaction. They don't know what to do out of that.
That's what I do. I mean,
no, exactly.
He was bad. I'm not gonna. He was bad. I mean, he's my idol. He's my hero. I love him to death. But what? I'm not gonna say it was great. It was not a good performance.
But I'll say it was good. Like with that Helter Skelter with Ringo, and was that only last August?
That was a good performance.
Yeah, I think we all do the same type of thing. I do exactly what you both just said. Is I'll say, yeah, okay, his voice was bad at that. He's whatever age he is, his voice is deteriorate a little bit. I says, but go back here, go listen here and here and here. The guy sounded amazing.
I used to say hit and miss because it was hit and miss. Now I think even with the Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary, people said that he had played the night before at Irving Plaza or something and didn't rest his voice.
Right.
Why he sounded so horrible on Saturday Night Live. And I could understand that, and it's an excuse perhaps, but it was true. It was true, not just a false excuse. It was the reason. And then other times he could sound really good. I mean, I saw him in 2016, and I thought at MetLife Stadium, and I thought he was really good. But then again, or much better than I thought he would be. And maybe that has to do with also. I've noticed when I go to shows and you're in a stadium, and you're around a lot of people, and the band's singing with him, covering. And then sometimes you watch the same thing on video. On YouTube, doesn't sound as good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I saw him at Fenway Park, and he didn't sound good. That the sound in that Fenway Park wasn't good, the acoustics. But then I saw him in 2017 with my son at Madison Square Garden. He sounded pretty good. As recently as 3 years ago, he sounded pretty damn good. So
I saw him in 2014, and I thought he was incredible. I thought unbelievable.
A lot of people have been saying it's only the last couple of years where it's really.
It's gotten to the point for me. I think from what I can glean from all this, the Grand Central, I thought at the rail, the train station, whatever.
That was.
I thought that was really I thought, oh, now we're there.
Yeah.
16 was when I really started to notice. I mean, he was still decent, and he was still good in 16, but that was when I really started to notice his voice was starting to change. Then 17, it was noticeable, and 18 was when it really.
Joe, you saw him at Yankee Stadium, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went down for that one of those shows also, and I thought he sounded pretty good there at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that was 2011. That was the time I got to see him with my nephew for the first time, and my nephew was 20 at the time. I always think that's so amazing. I know Matt, you think like this too. I think there I am seeing Paul in '89. My nephew wasn't even born that particular. 93. He was only 2 years old. Yeah. And here I am. He's still having the opportunity to see him with 20 years later. He's still doing it at Yankee Stadium. But I could bring my nephew with me. That's amazing.
Yeah. First time I saw him with one of my sons was in 2002 on the Driving USA tour.
Oh,
that was a great tour. That
was incredible.
If I cut in here for a minute, Tom. Everybody here can attest to. We're just starting to talk about Paul. We've been on for how many? 3 hours. 3 hours, and we haven't talked about Paul till now.
There's one thing I wish I could change about that concert.
What's that?
Being 3 seats down from Heather. But other than that.
And I got to tell you again, a lot of people try to use that old chestnut. That old chestnut, they'll say, well, the reason you don't like Driving Rain is because of Heather. It was the time he was with Heather and all that. I said, and some of the songs are about Heather maybe. And I'm saying, look, at the time that came out, they weren't even having a problem then. They weren't having any kind of divorce or anything then. I didn't like it. It had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, when did they first start having troubles? Was that around the 2005 tour?
Yeah. That's why I think that Chaos is so depressing, because that was when they started.
Morning.
Hey.
Oh, Paul.
What's up, Paul? How you doing?
It's actually lunchtime.
Yeah, okay.
Just think, everybody here has a channel. This is great.
Once upon a time, somebody said, "Oh my!"
I was supposed to go walking with my girlfriend at 2. Then we said 3. I'm still going to hang out here for a while.
You might have to postpone your walk for a little bit.
I hope she won't be too angry.
You still have 5 more hours of daylight.
I think the girlfriend should trump us ugly mugs.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think, I guess.
Joe needs one of those pedal things that he can put under his desk, and he can just pedal.
How do you know he doesn't have one already?
Pedals. No, you don't want to see under here. I don't think I'm alone. I bet I'm not even alone either.
Good boy. Just lay down. Lay down and be quiet. Good boy.
Boy, what's the weather like out there? Out east.
Weather's very good here.
Believe it or not, it was snowing here yesterday.
Ugh.
Well, it's sunny and very cool here in Boston area.
We had 29 Celsius yesterday.
Oh my!
That's about where we were at.
Well, what's that, like 90?
65 or something, or 70?
I call it bloody hot. That's what I call it.
I'm going to be right back. Let me say hello to my better half here and see where we're at. Be right back.
Be nice to her, Joe.
His conscience is working on him here.
How we got a full?
I'm always nice to her.
Be nice to her, Joe. She's a nice lady. Be nice to her.
Be nice to your mom. She's nice. Be nice to her. Don't yell at her for keeping you on a diet.
Happy Mother's Day, Tom.
Hey,
Happy
Tom.
Mother's Day. How you doing, everybody?
Hey.
Hi, Tom.
I called my mom.
You ready? Hey, Tom, you ready to hand over that? You ready to hand over that suitcase yet?
You want the suitcase or do you want the cube? Which one do you want?
Both. You ready to hand them over?
No, you ain't getting shit, buddy.
Only if.
I'll get that.
Only if.
Very nice toy.
I'm gonna put my hand right in the screen and
good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Get out of your room.
Wait, is because you can't get to the grocery store. I'm not standing in that line. I'm not wearing a mask. Seriously though, I do need one of those new cubes. I love those.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. Especially since I don't have any new memorabilia.
She was going to be going down for an hour, so I'll have to call.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just talking to my wife there.
Okay. Hello, wife.
You realize there's 5 people here right now, and we all have furry faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the new.
So fit to be
I'll
tie
start
dye. I guess
tying
you're
elastic. I gotta
you're
get
the
an
new.
elastic for mine pretty soon.
I need a haircut.
Maybe I'll do it based on the holiday. For Christmas, I'll have green and red elastics, and then for like 4th of July, I'll be red, white, and blue.
No. Just don't do the elastic. Just dye. Use dye. Food
I'm
dye.
gonna do the Keith Richards. I'm gonna hang spoons and Christmas ornaments.
There you go.
Matt, the Christmas tree.
All the holidays are canceled, though. We're not going to have any holidays.
Oh, stop. We'll be fine.
It's getting better.
I don't know.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
That's right. Use your imagination, Richard.
Man, I love your attitude, man. You're always just like a glass half full. I wish I could be like that.
I believe me, it's hard sometimes, Richard, but you got to keep doing it. Be positive.
Yeah.
How the heck are we going to sit on Santa's lap now? We're going to have to wear masks or something and social distancing. And hello, Santa.
Well, I gotta say that's been my number one.
Did you know you can get Beatles mask now? I was looking online. You can get a mask and it has the Beatles logo or Abbey Road. Or
they're making masks for all of that stuff. I mean, everybody's putting out a mask now.
Yeah, you got to get a Beatles mask.
Yeah.
Where can I get those at?
I gotta look online.
Just go to your search engine and put in Beatles face mask. They'll come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw people with them, and I saw people with like Rolling Stones masks and Beatles masks.
Yeah,
and I want to get one.
Someone said there's also companies that you can send in a picture of your lower part of your face, and they will transpose it onto a mask. So when you put on the mask, it's this. You'll see from here down. You can go.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm going to do that, I'm not going to use my own face.
Okay.
Somebody else's.
I like the way I look better with a mask sometimes. I took on one of those movie channel. I had a shot of me in one of the stores, and I thought that looks good.
Yeah, I liked how you ripped it off in your video this morning.
Yeah,
yeah, that was good.
Yeah, really.
I can't stand
it. So fit to be tie-dyed. You're the new print or the new what's you call it? The new man in charge of this vinyl community now, or what?
Apparently, I don't even know what the title is. What is it? The vinyl, the vinyl community president.
One of your roles, like one of your.
It's a very long title, and it's a very hard title to fill those shoes. Let me tell you.
Well, just as long as you don't threaten to punch Richard in the face, you'll be all right with me.
I was just gonna say, Paul, one of your rules I can't follow.
Which one's that?
I know what's coming here.
I think you probably know which one it is.
I have no idea because I don't even remember what they are.
That you have to forgive
Jill's
somebody.
teasing me again. Sorry. Jill, you're teasing me again.
That you have to forgive somebody for all their transgressions.
Well,
I'm not going to say his name.
That extends well beyond the vinyl community, so
I'm not going to say their name, and I can't do that.
we do what we can.
Not gonna make fun of girls for making Beatles Easter eggs, are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not Paul.
And I can't forgive somebody that calls me a retard and says they want to punch me in the face.
There's one rule, and that's to have fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Very good. Very good. Congratulations.
If you're not having fun or you're preventing someone else from having fun, I banish you.
Yeah.
I'm unusually quiet. I'm trying a new routine.
You have a lot to say about this, so I'm surprised you're being
You can say whatever you want about somebody. Just have the courage to do it without a mask. That's all I say.
People still collecting, or people still buying stuff online and getting stuff in the mail, or what? How's people collecting these days?
I'm buying online some stuff here.
I'm doing it online right now.
Yeah.
Well, you know my story. I was waiting a long time for it, but actually, I was almost not going to put that video up because I did get it that day that they promised it after I made the record.
Oh, you did?
They said it was going to come like the 3rd. It did come on. It did wind up coming on the 2nd.
What movies would you get?
Your DVD.
What movies?
Yeah. Well, it was just the Waltons. I was in the first 2 seasons of the Waltons, and they really hit the spot right now.
Yeah,
stuff is taking longer to get to your location.
Yeah.
Sure.
I got this in the mail the other day.
Oh, nice cookie.
The 71. This is the this is the 71.
That's the original. Oh,
Tom, I'm not trying to show you up, but I have all of these already. I got them from my record.
Yeah, well, I gotta. You're what, 20, 25, 30 years older than me, so I gotta catch up.
No, that's not right. 25.
Here goes Tom again trying to hold.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then I got.
I'm telling you, you should let me have that because I have
Richard, you're on your own with this. Come on.
Exactly.
You always wanted people to give you all their stuff. Come on.
You know I have a special memory from that tour. You should let me have that.
Oh, jeez. They should have gave you one.
I didn't have backstage passes or anything.
You should have asked your good friend Paul to give you one when you met him.
Right.
No, we bought T-shirts. We didn't buy programs. I wish I would have.
Has anyone seen Record Crate lately?
I just talked to him yesterday.
I think he's kind of depressed.
I'm not done talking, Richard.
Okay. It's kind of hard when there's 6 people in here, Paul. Okay.
It is hard.
Yeah. I talked to him yesterday, and because I got some records from him yesterday, and and he's showed me a couple of records, over Instagram message or this past week. So he's doing okay. Seems like
I haven't seen him for about a week and a half or so.
Well, I mean, when everybody buys records for him, I mean, it takes some time to get them lined up and ship them all. And plus, now he's doing curbside. He's doing curbside business now too. So, hopefully his business is getting a little.
Yeah, he's trying to compensate and make a little money too. I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So.
Does anybody know what's going on with Tim Allen?
No, I really liked him, and I wish he'd start making videos again.
I love his stuff.
I've heard from him a couple of times recently. He sent me a couple of messages on a couple of my videos, and
me too.
He sounded like himself. And I just would say to him, "Hey, hope you're well. Look forward to seeing you."
I'd love to see him back. I thoroughly.
Yeah, I don't know him I haven't really watched any of his videos. I don't really know him that well.
He's got great videos,
but he's a good guy. I wish.
He's a great guy, great collector. He's got awesome stuff.
Welcome to YouTube.
He's been gone too long from making videos.
Yeah.
I think the last one was like 4 months ago or something. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I
gotta start making more videos. I just have trouble. I just can't come up with ideas.
You got all these new subscribers now. You got to start making more videos, Richard.
I know when I buy stuff.
Yeah, what are you trying to do? Trying to make me look bad? I asked all these people to subscribe to you. Just kidding.
When I buy stuff, I show that off. I just am having trouble coming up with
How decent is the audio on the Yesterday and Today bootlegs? Mark wants to know. Is he talking about the ones that like the butcher cover ones? They made. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, Mark.
I have a vinyl fan club only Yesterday and Today with a butcher cover. It sounds pretty good. It sounds like a vinyl transfer from one of the Capitol albums.
Well, the one I have one of those, and I got it just for the cover. I don't care about the record, but my record was the only one I know of that wasn't a colored vinyl. It was just a standard black. And I never played it because I really just bought it just to have a minty looking cover, even though it wasn't the real cover.
Yeah,
but,
same here.
Yeah, so I never played it, but I assume it would sound good.
Yeah, it sounds decent. I mean, not something I would go to and listen to all the time. I'd rather listen to one of the other versions.
Some of those came out in Canada in the late 70s, and it actually has manufactured in Canada right on it.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they sound pretty good.
Yeah. So,
but they're
okay.
I mean, they're not official.
Like Joe said, just for the collectible purposes, pick one up, Mark, and hang on to it just for the suitable for framing. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I would love to have like a real butcher, especially a first state, before it would come.
Yeah.
But some of the excitement, in my opinion, has worn off now. Like, we got to peel it and see get under there and have the picture, because it was a time when it was so like hard and rare to see it.
Yeah.
And they put it in the rarities album, right, and on the gatefold, and now you can get it as a fake, a boot that looks like beautiful.
Richard has a fake.
I'm not sure about that. I thought it might be too. Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Joe, now you got me all concerned about this, and I'm trying.
I don't know. I can't tell. Is there any peeling on it at all? If there's some peeling on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of peeling.
Oh, there you go.
Over by George, there's a lot of peeling.
I've got a handful of prints, but they're not really good. They got kind of a green hue to them. They're not. I'll grab one and show you.
Well, you figured there'd probably some kind of discoloring from any kind of adhesive that we would put on that, wouldn't there be?
I think it's that moss.
Could be.
Or gangrene.
I don't have an original, so I have no idea what I'd be looking at. I'm happy with my fake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the record itself could be just
me too,
fine.
Actually, in this case, I'm fine with it, believe it or not.
Okay. What do we got?
Okay, that looks good.
Well, it looks okay, but up close, it doesn't look as good as the original. Like, it's got a kind of a green tinge to it.
Yeah, I can't pick that up on this view, but too much. Anybody else?
Yeah,
maybe.
But anyway, there it is. So I was thinking at one point I'll use it for both the mono and the stereo. So for the mono, you just cut the top off, and for the stereo, you cut the bottom off, because I don't know if you're aware, but the stereos and the monos, at least in Canada, there was, for the stereos, there was less on the bottom. For whatever the reason is, so their knees were cut off. On the monos, or on the stereos, whereas the monos didn't have the band.
But that's a fake butcher, right?
Anyway,
that's a fake butcher there.
that's a fake. That's just a print.
Slick, like a slick.
Holy
crap! There's a guy in Hawaii who every once in a while puts them up on eBay.
Okay.
The gas about $20 a piece for them, or something like that.
So he's printing them in his basement.
So I bought a couple, and then they disappeared. I thought I accidentally threw them out. So I bought a couple more, and then when I remodeled my room, I found the original ones under my bookcase.
Oh.
They fallen down and slipped under my bookcase. But anyway.
Oh, there they are.
Good find.
So I just stuck them in the front of a thing here.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Can you tell the difference between a real one and a fake one, Paul?
What, you mean the covers?
Yeah.
I can't say I can just off the cuff.
Because mine definitely has peel marks.
But not really.
If it's got peel marks, it must be at least somewhat original.
See, that's what I hate about like reissues and fakes a lot, because if they're too good, I mean, if you ever did see something that really was the first state from '66, and it looked really good, maybe it was even in the plastic still, you're gonna look at it. I mean, how do you know for sure that it's the original?
Right.
There's a guy a couple of years ago was on eBay. The guy was in England. He was selling a so-called Canadian butcher cover pressing. Well, you got to be a multi-millionaire to get one of those because there's only 3 known to exist, and they never did get issued. So anyway, this guy gets on. He's got them advertised on eBay. So I look at this thing and I look at it, and it takes me about 5 seconds. The record was the 2nd generation Rainbow, where it had Canada in brackets. They didn't put those out until late '66.
Okay.
And you could, if you looked at it, you could tell that he had just glued this thing on the front of a jacket. You could tell.
Right.
You know, he was selling this thing as a first state Canadian pressing. And so I wrote eBay and I said, this is a fraud. I says, if this thing was what he says it is, it wouldn't be on eBay.
Right.
Yeah.
That thing would be in an auction house somewhere, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Yeah. So I mean,
the person that would probably be the authority on that would be Piers Hemenson, the Canadian author.
I talk to about anything Beatle Canadian stuff for sure. Yeah, him and Serge Pelletier.
Okay.
They if you go to that Capital 6000 website, you learn all about this stuff.
Right.
How much was he asking for it?
Huh?
How much was he asking
Oh,
for
he
it?
was asking like it was.
Thousands?
I think his starting bid was like in the thousands. Yeah. Like a couple of thousand or something like that. So I wrote eBay and I said, this guy's just a fraud.
Was anybody bidding?
No.
No, everybody was. Nah, this is the.
So it was another day or so, and it was taken down.
Right.
So.
Well, like you said, if it was original, it'd be in a legitimate auction house.
It wouldn't be on eBay.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be in a museum. It'd be in Joe's house.
It'd be Joe's house.
No. It would be in Beetle Brad's or Mr. Beatles Pro.
Listen,
that's what it would be.
it's the six.
Marv would have it.
All our resources
Marvin's.
to afford to buy it.
Marvin's been getting some good stuff lately.
Yeah, he's got a
I
bunch
want
of
to take a
butcher
tour of
codes.
Beetle Brad. I want to take a personal tour of Beetle Brad's room and personal tour of Mr. Beetle's Pro room.
Make sure you have deep pockets so you can fill them when you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could charge a commission for that for his.
How kind of you to think of me
Oh, Jesus.
when I was out of sorts.
Today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grave. Green.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
classic.
lucky. Yeah,
Good job.
he was lucky. He made the grave after having listened to that thing for.
Who was that?
That's like one of the best vocals John ever did, and one of the best
Oh
Beatles
my
songs.
God.
Some people think it's the best Beatles song. But
I-
to each his
I-
He
own.
was lucky. He was lucky. He made the grave after having to listen to that thing for.
That's funny.
You don't get more John Lennon than that song. It's impossible to be more than. Anyway,
Richard, do you like
so
Strawberry
dull.
Fields?
It's so dull.
you can lead a horse's ass to water, right?
Richard, do you like Strawberry Fields Forever?
That's a good song. Yeah, I love Strawberry Fields.
Not
Oh.
far off.
Let's find another one. That other one. We know we don't care for Tomorrow Never Knows.
I don't like that.
Do you like
Arthur.
Within You,
Sexy
Without You? Do you like the Indian music by George?
I know. I don't like the Indian
Okay.
music.
So,
Revolution. That's pretty political.
I'm
Well, I
biting
like
my
anything-
tongue so hard it's bleeding.
Well, I like anything political, but
Inner Light. Do you like the Inner Light?
I
Richard?
don't really know that one then. But that's the one from the White Album, right?
No.
no.
Come on, you're
I
the
don't
biggest
really know
Beatles
that.
fan. You know.
Come on,
that.
Richard.
I didn't say I was the biggest Beatle fan. I said
That's
I was
right.
the biggest
True.
Paul McCartney fan.
That's right. You're the biggest
that's
Paul
right.
fan. I'm sorry.
He likes Paul more than the Beatles, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
So sad.
the Beatles are second.
Richard.
How about
Beatles are
She
number
Said,
2?
She Said?
All right. Who's your number
Oh, that's
three?
a great. Yeah, I love She Said. She Said.
Who's your number 3 favorite?
Oh God, I don't think that's impossible for me to do.
I think
My
we're
favorite
close.
Nice
My
box set, Tom.
Isn't it a good one?
Yeah, I like. I love, yeah, that's a great one.
Mwah, I love this one. Mwah.
Richard. Don't forget, you have a bet going on, and from what I hear, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Well, have you lost weight?
What's the bet?
Yeah, I think I've lost. Yeah, I've lost some weight.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so earlier this year, I think it was probably early March.
I think it was before COVID, actually.
Yeah, February. It's probably February. So Richard was talking about how big he was getting, and I'm not talking about lengthwise. I'm talking about widthwise. And he said he was going to start going to the gym and working out. Right. And I told Richard that by the end of the month, or not the end of the month, end of the year, if he lost 30 pounds, I would buy him a Paul McCartney archive box set.
Wow.
So here's the thing, though. I mean, he can lose the 30 pounds before then, but come December 31st, he has to weigh a certain weight.
Ah.
And if he does, then I'll buy him.
What archive box set are you going to get him?
Well, the cheapest one I can find, obviously.
And if Chaos and Creation comes out by then, it's going to be
Richard.
He probably would. He would spend me more. He would spend more money just to stick me with Chaos.
Richard, tell him you want the Wings Over America archive.
That's a good one. Yeah.
One of the speculations was that I get to pick which one I get him.
Then
that's fair. That's fair.
It's going to be Pipes and Peas.
Maybe by then the Driving Rain archive set will be out.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I would take that.
You won't mind that one. He likes that one.
He loves it.
Yeah. If Chaos and Creation came on, he would pay more money just to stick me with that.
Oh yeah. I'll get your least favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's his least favorite Paul album, huh?
Yeah. One of his, later day classics is his least favorite.
Classic.
Richard, what do you think of the Egypt Station album?
I like the Egypt Station. I think it's a good album. I like it. I don't think it's a great album, but I like it.
Right.
I think it's great.
No, it's not great. It's not great.
I think it is now the most overrated album in Paul's catalog.
You would.
It doesn't mean I think it's bad.
I think what you mean is overhyped, not overrated.
Yeah, it's overhyped.
It's overhyped too, but overrated. I think
overrated makes it sound like everybody thinks it's wonderful. I don't think I've ever heard that.
Well, that's
a good point. That's a good point.
Oh, now
That's a good point.
Oh, nice. Nice collectible, Tom.
It's not. It's not a number one album in my.
I love how it changes. I like how it changes colors, like this.
Ooh, neat.
I wonder if I can't reach mine. I got a mountain of clothes over here that you never see.
Yeah.
Yes, Mark, I did my 100.
I was going to get mine too.
Yes, Mark, I did my 100 subscriber contest. That's over with now. But
I saw your review on that, Paul. It sounds like a good one, huh?
It's amazing. This is really an amazing record, and his
version. That?
It's funny. I've known about it, but I've never listened to it.
A bunch of guys. His version of Cold Turkey is just—it's incredible.
Who sings that version?
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper sings that. Okay, cool.
I can see that being good.
Yeah, he does an amazing version of it.
I didn't even know about that.
This entire album, it's a 2-record set. It's really
it's funny. I've heard of
it. Across it. I got to tell you, I am so pleased with myself. It's an amazing record. It really is.
Yeah. I almost bought it on CD.
Yeah, you were raving about it.
So we can call that underrated.
Well, it's not unrated. It really is fantastic. You guys, if you can get a chance to hear it online or something, I would go for it.
What is it?
Spotify sampling.
Sorry, it's called the Hollywood Vampires, Richard.
Oh yeah, okay, I know the Hollywood Vampire.
Yeah, it's the Alice Cooper's side project.
Yeah, Alice Cooper, Johnny Depp, Joe Perry.
Is Dolin's on it? Is Mickey Dolenz on it?
No.
But Paul's on it.
Paul's on it. Well, that's the most important thing.
To do Come and Get It.
Yeah.
It's too bad they didn't include Mickey because he was one of the originals.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. That's
one of
why
them.
I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a part of that Lost Weekend.
Yeah,
That
the
crew.
last train to Clarksville or something.
No,
He was one of the he was one of the hanger honors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's really cool. Like he got Robbie Krieger on too. From the Doors.
Oh, great! Very
Yeah.
I'm
cool.
gonna have to buy this. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
buy this now.
Alice does a really quite impressive take on Jim Morrison. Like if you close your eyes and just sort of,
I'm gonna have to buy
listen,
this now. If Paul's on it, and
Yeah, Paul's on it. You gotta have it.
if Paul's on it and Robbie Krieger's on it.
yeah, he's just on that. They do. What were the ones I mentioned? 5 and 1, or 5 to 1, and then break on through. They do it as a medley.
Yeah.
And it's great stuff. I gotta tell you.
Cool.
Yeah,
Glad to
I'll give it a sample and see how it sounds.
Yeah, I would definitely try to give it a listen because I think it cover all the bands we love. Like
You've already spent enough of my money the last 3 years. You might as well spend a little more.
I'm a big.
That
I'm a big
Joe
George
Perry's
back at you.
Joe Perry's lucky to be alive. Actually, a few years back
And
while I
Alice
was working, while I was working catering all those concerts, I knew some people that knew that he had they say passed out or he collapsed during on stage.
I remember that. I was right.
And they said he flatlined and they brought him back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have thought Johnny Depp would have died before Little Richard.
Oh,
Well, his movie career died before Little Richard.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp's the star of Paul's videos.
How many videos is Depp in?
At least one.
He's in I think 2 or 3.
My Valentine.
He's in Queenie Eye, and then he's in also in My Valentine.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, guys. I've been putting this off too long. I have to go for my walk. I'm going to do it before it's still nice out here. Hopefully, who knows? If I come back and you guys are still here, maybe I'll say hello again in about half an hour or 40
After
minutes.
3.5 hours, I'm surprised this lasted this long.
I'm glad it did.
When I first started out, it was tough going. I was just about to kill it after 20 minutes.
Well, we got a good crew here. All right, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Take care. Be safe.
See you,
Stay healthy.
buddy.
Hi, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
So long.
Hey.
Hey,
Matt, good job on that Paul McCartney, those Paul McCartney videos. I liked them.
yeah, I'm
Oh
enjoying
yeah,
it.
no, they're not really reviews. I'm just kind of making them like remembrances in my own.
No,
memories.
yeah, that's what's unique about them. That's what's
Yeah.
unique about them because
Any stories that come to my mind related to that particular album from when I was a kid and a teenager.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do with it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
I'm glad
problem.
your dad lets you use his channel.
my dad's channel now.
He's taking over. I haven't seen the dad ones yet.
He
You
just
gotta
did
see those.
a couple of Beatles ones with me. Part 1 and Part 2 about his remembrances of the Beatles.
Yeah, was he a fan?
Well, he was a little older when the Beatles came to America. He was 34 years old, and he was a little old for them, but he really appreciated their music and enjoyed it to the point that he knew I would like it, and that's why he bought me the albums when I was a little kid. So,
That's why I got you the Spring Horse too.
what's that? What's that, Doc?
He bought you the albums and said, I think he'd like a Spring Horse too.
Yeah, yeah. They had me on the old bouncy horse there, and put on the Hard Day's Night and Meet the Beatles, and I was off to the races.
Literally.
Yeah, he'll be 90 in August. He's going to be 90 this August. We're hoping we can have a party for him if all this stuff ends.
My mom's birthday is in August. She'll be 94 this year.
Oh, no kidding! That's great.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, Matt. I heard from Danny Wilkerson a couple days ago.
From who?
Danny Wilkerson.
Oh, how's he doing?
I guess he's doing fine. He only left a line,
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'm going it's been more than a year since.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a long time, but I'm hoping he's working on some new music.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I got a little line from Danny Wilkerson. I went, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah. I hope he's planning a follow-up.
Well, I asked him, so I don't know if he's answered the question or not, but I said, any more stuff coming up? Any stuff? You know, it's been a year.
Yeah. Boy, that's just such a great album, you know, for new, you know, can't beat it.
Everybody out there, buy the Wilkerson album.
Yeah, get Wilkerson.
Wilkerson.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it yet.
Who hasn't heard it?
Richard.
Oh, is that Richard? I don't see him anymore.
Richard's
Oh, there he is.
I'm back.
Yeah, what are the Wilkerson album, Richard? You'll love it.
Yeah, I think I heard one track from it. I haven't heard it.
Very Beatle-esque and McCartney-esque.
That burger.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. It even comes with a gatefold. Oh, look at that.
The vinyl's very nice. The vinyl has a die cut and all kinds of cool stuff. And
Holy cow, a trifold.
Yes, look at that. Like no expense.
if you look really close right there, there's a couple of images of the Beatles hidden in there somewhere.
Nice.
Was that them right at the bottom?
I'm not sure exactly where they are. I think on the CD you can only see 2 of the Beatles. On the album you can see all 4 of them.
Oh, that imagery reminds me of this, what I'm reading right now.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Riding so high, Beatles and drugs.
Oh, jeez.
I have no interest in that.
That just looks like Squirrel to me.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a great album. It's new music. Came out in 2018. New stuff. Great.
And it doesn't sound like Billie Eilish either.
No.
No.
Nothing.
No. It doesn't.
I don't have an opinion on Billie Eilish. I've never heard any of her music, so I have no opinion on her. I don't have an opinion on her.
So did you guys play some Little Richard yesterday?
Yeah, I played that Here's Little Richard album in tribute. It was good.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to get that. There's a box set of his first 5 albums.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to get that, and I had a guy in England, and I asked him what the shipping would be, and by the time he got back to me, somebody else had grabbed it.
Oh,
so I want to get.
That's the problem with a lot of these singers dying. Is as soon as they die, I mean, just everybody just grabs their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what was wrong with their music while they were alive?
Exactly. I'm not a real fan if you do that.
So
it just brings people's attention to it, right? Like he hasn't been in the news in decades, so people have forgotten. But
he's really the only he's really the only 50s rocker that I continue to enjoy. I should say I've never been the biggest 50s fan.
I did a video yesterday about him, and I've always felt that it really started with him. He's what rock and like he personifies rock and roll, and he really founded that whole tradition. He wrote his own stuff. He was an entertainer. He was flamboyant.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
And it's just
he was flamboyant before it was cool.
I don't think he's ever been given the proper credit for what he did.
Much more than Bill Haley.
Yeah,
Bill Haley. Yeah.
Somebody on Twitter posted a really cool interview with him. He was in the UK. He's doing it had to have been a 50s concert because he was complaining about how Chuck Berry was the closer and he was going on before Chuck Berry. But I mean, it's really cool. He talks about how flamboyant he was and how he was the originator and all that stuff. And the fact that the stuff that he wore, was really no one was wearing stuff like that. Back then.
Chuck were apparently really good friends too. So
he probably influenced Elton John in his fashion.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
maybe.
Tom, do you like any of the other 50s pioneers like Carl Perkins?
Not as much as Little Richard. I just love the upbeat time. I love the saxophones, the solos throughout the Little Richard's, 50s records.
You have to love Buddy Holly.
I didn't say I don't like them. I mean, I respect all of them. It's just that I don't find myself enjoying them as much as I enjoy Little Richard.
Fats Domino, he had a lot of piano and sax and Yeah.
But his vocals, I think, are probably the best part of that music. I mean, his vocals are incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And and I think that whole his style of rock and roll, I think that carried through. I think that had a really cool revival, in the '80s, because you heard a lot of those great '80s songs with sax solos. So many of those rock, with Bruce Springsteen, I mean Tina Turner. I mean, a lot of those acts had wonderful saxophone players, doing great solos all throughout the '80s. And that's one of the things that I appreciated most about his music.
The thing that sort of caught my eye with Little Richard was the energy. And then when you watch his live performances, like nobody can touch him. Like it's just unbelievable, the energy and just the pure showmanship is just incredible.
Only Jerry Lewis ever came close.
And we saw all that later on with guys like Prince and Sly and the Family Stone.
Those guys are amateurs compared to Little Richard. I just think, the guy is it's incredible. He really was incredible. And he had such a tragic childhood. Maybe that's where it comes from, right?
Yeah, I didn't know he was Jewish either.
I don't. He was some sort of.
He talked about in that interview that I saw yesterday. He talked about that's why he left the music business, was to study religion, and that his family or his wife or whatever they were Jewish. So I want to do some more research on that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Does anybody know when the last time Little Richard actually performed? How long it's been?
It was like 2012 or 2013.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago.
And it wasn't
he was doing stuff in the '90s for sure.
I'm wondering how he sounded at that point. Like if he was 87, he might have been 77.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I watched some of it. It wasn't good.
Ooh.
He sounded good in the '90s. If you watch stuff from the '90s, he sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff from the '90s.
Right?
He did well. But he's
He
old.
have his foot on the piano. I'll bet you that.
It's from the '90s. He's still incredible. His last performance, it was just like he didn't have the energy. His energy just wasn't.
No.
He performed at the that Toronto Rock and Roll Festival that John Lennon was at, didn't he?
With Jerry Lee Lewis and John and all that group. Yeah.
Oh, so he did perform at that.
Oh yeah, he was there. He performed. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I think you can still find footage of it on YouTube.
I read something yesterday that said he died of complications to bone cancer.
Bone cancer. Yeah, that's what I saw too.
But I mean, 87. You're like, what does it matter at that point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But you look at it and you think how so many of the guys from the '60s and '70s, they're dying early, young, and these guys like Chuck Berry and Little Richard, Chuck was over 90. Chuck was 90 years old when he died.
Yeah.
They must have done something right.
Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis is almost pushing 90 right now.
Yeah,
he's up there. He's way up there. Yeah.
And he's still around, right?
Yep. Last of the originators, probably.
Yeah, I think he's the final one. Yeah.
Well, the one that made the biggest.
I never followed his music much, but I have trouble putting him on the same plane
level
as Chuck and Buddy and Little Richard. He's there, but he's not really for me, he's not really in that same category.
Right.
Okay.
He's sort of one of the also ran guys, but
I would
he did great stuff, but I don't see him in the same way.
He just didn't have the longevity that the others had.
Maybe that's what it is. Or the influence, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe he thought by dating a younger cousin that maybe he would get some longevity, but didn't work out for him, unfortunately.
Well, that ended up Chuck Berry.
Yeah, and didn't he have a later wife who died under mysterious circumstances or something?
I don't know.
Or am I thinking of William Shatner?
Yeah, that was Shatner.
I think Jerry Lee came from some somewhat checkered stock.
Yeah.
He's kind of on the outside. He reminds me of a bootlegger.
Yeah.
He's kind of on the periphery of the law, if you know what I mean. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, Jerry was always kind of strange.
Yeah, but for me, when it comes to Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis, I would take Jerry Lee Lewis myself.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think the influence is as big as Little Richard. That's what I'm talking
I'm not
about.
denying the influence.
You can have a preference
I
for
had
the music, but
Jerry Lee.
I don't think he's had the impact that Little Richard had.
No, I have to agree with Paul.
No, I don't.
He influenced the Beatles, the Stones, the Who. I mean,
Well, if he had lasted longer, yes. But if just to listen to, if I had to make a choice, I would take Jerry Lee.
okay, you're saying if you had to pick.
My favorite out of all of them is Buddy, as you all know, but I'd say Richard's up there, and certainly Elvis, the Everly Brothers. Those are probably my Chuck Berry, my favorites.
Boom.
Yeah, Kimba's mentioning Pat Boone. Yeah, it's a totally different kind of genre, but
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was one of the rock pioneers. But I mean, I agree. He's still around, Pat, and he's doing his thing. But he kind of took all the original Pioneers songs and made them
his own.
more wholesome for the white audience back in the day.
that's right. Yeah,
The girl next door audience.
he's one of those guys that our parents liked.
Right.
Yeah.
How about Les Paul? Where would you rank him?
Oh, I love Les Paul. I got that
Wow.
from my dad. My dad loves
Yeah,
Les Paul.
Well, I mean, I think as far as his
If you're doing the Mount Rushmore of rock and roll, where it all started.
well, he was one of the technological pioneers, right? I
Right.
mean, he created the multi-track recording machines and
The first solid body electric, right?
Guitar, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, his contribution was on the technical side of things.
He's got to be
I'm double checking something here, but I think wasn't Les Paul Steve Miller's godfather?
Oh, that could be.
Could be. I don't know.
I don't know. It could be.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a little interesting tidbit.
Looking it up right now. I heard something about him being
There you go. Les Paul.
Is that Les Paul?
Yeah, we should kill him too.
Nice.
Oh,
Man.
man.
That's pretty.
Dirty,
man,
right
that's
now. Yeah. I've had that since bought it new in 1979.
Wow.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, Les Paul
Is
is
that a
Steve's godfather.
special? Is that Les Paul special or what's it?
It's custom.
Oh, okay. Custom.
I don't know if you can see that there.
Oh, yeah. I see it. Yeah.
Wow.
Looks nice. I like the
Okay.
gold hardware on it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, so we take down Teddy Roosevelt. And
It's
put up,
fast. I got to tell you, this thing compared to an acoustic guitar, you have to it's a whole other technique. It's just
it's heavy. It looks heavy.
it weighs a ton.
Yeah. It looks like it.
No, I bet it weighs close to 20 pounds.
Wow.
Big solid hunk of wood there. I don't know how I play those things. They're
Hauling around a few bricks. A concrete block.
American Woman was written on a Les Paul.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go do something with the missus as well. So I'm going to head out right now.
Thank you,
But
Matt, for coming.
I want to say it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure seeing you all.
Take care, Matt.
Good to see you, Matt.
See you
Take care.
in video land. See you in video land.
Yes.
Wow.
Take care, buddy.
All right.
Say
Take
bye.
care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I don't want to be a pooper, but I'm trying to clean up my garage, so I got to get to that too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I'm
So-
reading. I got to get back to reading.
And I've been on here for almost 4 hours.
Great
Wow.
job. Great job, Doc. You attract a good crowd.
This was an awfully hard chat party to get started. I sat on here for probably almost half an hour before.
Really?
Yeah, it was really tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and edit off the whole beginning, and chop it down. So it'll stop for a while, but I'm going to have to give it some editing.
There you go.
What did you do? What did you do? Just sit there for a half hour.
I talked to myself.
Yeah,
I watched come on, Doc. When do you usually come on?
Oh, I'm sorry?
When do you usually come on?
Oh, I usually do it about 3. But I thought being in Mother's Day and all that sort of thing, I thought, well, people might be having.
That's why I've been we do our church service online, and I've been hosting it. So I got to kind of do that stuff, and that's probably when you're coming on as well. So
well, that's 3 o'clock is when I usually do it. But I thought, well, I started at about 12:30.
Oh, okay.
And nobody was here. I'm going like, holy cow, this was a bad idea. It turned out great in the end.
Yeah.
But it took almost an hour before, hey, I finally got some people here. Yay.
Well,
so
that's the thing I have trouble with when I do live chats. It's like if nobody's there, like whether I usually just end up like ending that ending it and then starting a new one.
Yeah, well, I was going to close this thing off too. I was going like, this is dead. And then Joe came, and then
I usually end it and then come back later because I don't know what to do.
Healthy, and we'll see you again sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah,
adios.
Bye bye.
Bye, Paul.
Bye
bye. So long. Yeah, I guess I'm going to do some editing now.
All right, take care, guys.
Take care for everyone.
Bye, Tom.
All right.
See you again, okay?
All right.
Thank you, Richard.
Bye, Doc.
Bye. See you.
Bye.